Reborn as a tiger, self-discipline makes him king. The video is quite long. Please watch patiently. This tiger mom in front of us is nursing her cub. But at this moment, the little white tiger was thinking of sneaking away. This little fellow. It's due to discord between men and women. Always thinking of going out to play. Just as Xianxia was about to disappear from the tiger mom's sight, he was picked up by the tiger mom again. Then she put Xianxia down. For a little cub as small as you, it's too dangerous to go out. You can only move within my sight. Only being able to move within mom tiger's sight. The range is too small. Small. I still need to practice my jogging skill proficiency. No. I have to find a way to sneak away. Subsequently, Xianxia began to jog slowly beside the tiger mom. Finally, when Xianxia had run more than 20 laps back and forth, Mom was lying on the ground, asleep. However, Xianxia did not act rashly. Instead, he jogged slowly for another dozen laps. Until the tiger mom's breathing became long and steady, he plunged into the grass and rushed out. Xianxia, on his first outing, felt an indescribable thrill. This was the real wilderness. How exciting! At this moment, Xianxia suddenly felt a pair of eyes staring at him from behind. Don't tell me I just went out and encountered a predator? No fear. I'm a tiger. Xianxia, who had turned around ready to strike with all his might, froze. What do you, little fellow, want to do? Humph? Still want to lay a paw on your old mom? Me? How dare I lay a paw on you? Even if you lent me 100 times my courage, I wouldn't dare. But Mom Tiger has been following me for so long, and didn't make a single sound. Is this Mom Tiger's confidence in hunting? Simply incredibly strong. You snuck out while I was napping. Humph. This time I'm definitely going to teach you a good lesson. To make you remember not to run around anymore. Seeing this, Xianxia flipped over and started rolling around. Seeing Xianxia in this state, the tiger mom lowered her head, ready to pick up Xianxia. Xianxia's chaotic pawing slid across Mom Tiger's cheek. This made Mom Tiger pause slightly. Then she raised her head. I'm done for. I'm done for. I accidentally scratched Mom Tiger. This beating is unavoidable. A little cub of just over 10 days old actually grew claws that could scratch an adult tiger. What a powerful move. My cub must be a genius. Then Mom Tiger gently stroked Xianxia with her paw, signaling him to stay here. Don't move. Then Mom Tiger turned and left. In a moment, she came back carrying the cub. Back here. Mom placed the bewildered cub next to Xianxia, while she walked ahead. After running 2 steps, Mom Tiger turned her head, gave a low growl and swayed her head. I understand, Mom Tiger. Are you taking us out for a walk? So Xianxia trotted along, following Mom Tiger. But after just 2 steps, Xianxia turned his head and gave a paw. He slapped the cub's butt. Congratulations, host. Trained once, training skill proficiency +1. Then Xianxia imitated Mom Tiger, signaling the cub to quickly follow. Half an hour later, the mother and her 2 cubs passed through the bushes and arrived at a relatively open area. They saw a herd of sika deer drinking water on the opposite side. At this moment, the other party also noticed the tiger mom's presence. However, the large number in the opposing herd prevented them from fleeing immediately, and Mom Tiger regarded the herd as nothing. I'm not hungry yet. Besides, I have 2 cubs to take care of. Even if I hunt, I won't be able to eat it all. It would only benefit other predators. When the 2 cubs are a bit older, the appetite of 3 tigers then will be just right for one. The next second, Mom Tiger let out a soul-stirring roar. This herd of sika deer dared not stay, and fled immediately. Mom Tiger's roar shook the forest. When the king of beasts appears, all beasts must retreat. What a sight! Simply too majestic. And I'm a mighty tiger. Plus, I have this system's blessing. When I grow up, I'll definitely be an unprecedented tiger. I'll definitely be more majestic than Mom Tiger. Driven by Mom Tiger, Song Nian instinctively let out a loud roar. Congratulations, host. You cub howled once. Cub howl skill proficiency +1. You're all roaring. If I don't roar, won't I be a bit out of place? Kill. Afterwards, Tiger Mom lay prostrate on the ground and started resting. Cubs, feel free to play. My roar just now has already scared away most of the animals. Then Song Nian directly gave the cubs but a shove. Having been trained by Song Nian for so long, the cub immediately knew that Song Nian wanted him to get moving. Then, following Song Nian, the cub, who quickly met his exercise quota by crawling behind Song Nian, immediately ran to Mom Tiger and drank milk heartily to replenish nutrients. Song Nian immediately began self-discipline training, while the cub was too tired, so he snuggled up to Mom Tiger and fell fast asleep. Song Nian is so self-disciplined. All you do every day is drink milk and sleep. And your growth speed is too astonishing. Only 12 days and you're almost 10 kilograms. If this continues, you might become a fat ball in the future. What if you can't hunt and starve yourself to death? Then Mom Tiger urged the cub to hurry and exercise. Tomorrow, Mom Tiger will take you 2 hunting. This tiger mom in front of us is taking her little cub hunting. They saw a herd of deer drinking water by the stream. Mom Tiger signaled Song Nian and the cub not to move. Then Mom Tiger crouched low and approached the stream bank step by step, without making a single extra sound. Counting the days. It's been since Mom Tiger's last close hunt. For days have passed. And the cub and I need to drink milk 12 times a day. Looking at the cub next to him, eager to move, Song Nian then pressed his paw over his mouth to avoid disturbing Mom Tiger's hunt. At this moment, Mom Tiger had already stalked to a distance of 100 meters from the deer herd. However, Mom Tiger did not pounce immediately, but continued to approach. After all, the closer you get during the stalking phase, the higher the success rate. Finally, only 30 meters remained. Mom Tiger began to adjust her breathing and prepared to launch a surprise attack. Just then, a nimble figure suddenly burst out, instantly pouncing on a sick deer. Then the entire deer herd erupted and scattered in all directions. She had originally wanted to, in front of her 2 cubs, showcase her hunting skills, to let the 2 little cubs witness their mom's prowess. But you, this uninvited guest, not only wasted my time and energy, but also snatched away what originally should have been my food. Mom Tiger was instantly furious beyond measure. Her most powerful roar made the entire jungle tremble. They saw Mom Tiger walking with elegant cat-like steps towards the leopard. Then the leopard quickly dropped the sick deer and fled swiftly in the opposite direction from Mom Tiger. Although the hunt wasn't successful, she was lucky enough to snatch a prey. Her mood was still quite good. Then Mom Tiger dragged the prey towards where the 2 cubs were hiding and walked to their hiding place. Seeing Mom Tiger's hunting process, Song Nian's enthusiasm for training grew even stronger. With the system's blessing, as long as he worked hard enough, perhaps even before becoming an adult, he could achieve hunting like Mom Tiger. Then Song Nian continued to train by jogging, while Mom Tiger nearby began to devour the food in large mouthfuls. Only the cub lay under the big tree and immediately fell asleep. Just then, a pine cone hit the cub on the head. They saw on a branch 4 or 5 meters away, a purple eagle was looking at the cub. The cub saw the culprit who disturbed his nap. The cub was instantly furious and agitated. He raised his head, roaring. What's gotten into the cub? This commotion attracted Song Nian, who was still training. He was drawn over, looking at the furious cub. Song Nian followed his gaze upwards. This thing seems to be a purple eagle, right? It seems the natural environment of this jungle is really good. There are Siberian tigers, leopards, and purple eagles. The cub saw the little purple eagle provoking him, became even more furious. So angry that he, who could originally only crawl slowly, but he trotted 2 steps, and arrived at the base of the tree, about to climb up. Seeing this, the purple Dao on the tree was immediately amused. Crazy! Seeing the purple Dao's expression, Emperor Wu became even more furious. Meanwhile, Xianxia, who was watching from the side, suddenly had his eyes light up. That's right. How could I forget climbing trees? This is truly the best way to protect oneself before having strong combat power, the best way to protect oneself. Afterward, Xianxia's footsteps were light and quick as he came to Little Tiger's side. Seeing his older brother arrive, Little Tiger quickly pointed his paw at the purple Dao on the tree, asking Big Tiger to help him get revenge. Next, Xianxia grabbed the tree trunk with his 2 front paws. His hind paws left the ground, and just after climbing 2 steps, his hind paws suddenly dangled in the air. Immediately, Xianxia jumped down. This won't do. I need to change human conventional thinking. The way humans climb trees is not suitable for a tiger's body structure. Just then, a tiger's roar came from behind the 2 brothers, only to see Tiger Mom elegantly walking towards them. Then, without any warning, Tiger Mom took 2 steps and charged, darting up in front of the little purple Dao in the blink of an eye. It's over. We provoked the little fellow, and now the parent has been called over. We can't afford to play this game. However, Tiger Mom simply and lightly dropped down from the tree. Such a tiny little thing. Doesn't have much meat. It's not on my menu. Besides, that tiger is very lazy. This is the first time he's wanted to do something out of anger. I can't let his goal disappear. Let's leave it for Fat Tiger to play with. Next, Tiger Mom let out a low growl and lifted her head, signaling for the 2 brothers to also try. She then went to rest on the side. At this moment, Xianxia had an epiphany. Tigers are digitigrade animals. Their claws can bend at a large angle, so when tigers climb trees, it's with all 4 paws attached to the tree trunk, just like walking on the tree trunk. So Xianxia jogged and charged towards the tree trunk. After repeated failures, Xianxia finally firmly grasped the tree trunk and climbed up step by step. Congratulations, host! You've climbed 1 meter. Climbing skill proficiency +1. Indeed, climbing trees can also be considered a skill. And this skill, when performed, is not difficult at all. Climbing proficiency 1111315, etc. 1 floor is 1 meter. 15 floors is 15 meters. But I'm only 40 centimeters. Xianxia turned his head, stunned. These 15 meters are equivalent to a human facing a 5-story building. Now I'm doomed. This little tiger in front of me is arguing with the little purple Dao on the tree, while Xianxia is currently trapped at a height of 15 meters and can't get down. Little tiger, can you please stop arguing for now? 5th brother, I can't hold on much longer. Quickly go call Tiger Mom to save me. He immediately turned around and climbed towards Tiger Mom's direction. At this moment, the little purple Dao looked at Xianxia. You little rascal, listen up. This maiden is a born tree-climbing expert. Someone like you, a half-dabbler. It's already good if you can dig in and hold steady. And you still want to catch me? Daydreaming. However, at this moment, whatever the little purple Dao was saying, Xianxia didn't care at all. He only cared whether little tiger had climbed to Tiger Mom's side yet. It's just that little tiger was really too slow. Xianxia had no choice but to retreat downwards little by little. Soon, Xianxia's strength gave out. At this moment, little tiger also came over with Tiger Mom. Tiger Mom, not seeing Xianxia, looked at little tiger in confusion. Little tiger raised his paw and pointed at the tree. Tiger Mom looked up and, seeing Xianxia in such danger, without a second thought, charged and grabbed Xianxia's scruff. After putting Xianxia down, she gave little tiger a reprimand. Although you were only born a dozen days ago, and are not as sensible as your older brother. But Xianxia asked you to call me for help. You found me, and without a word, you started nursing first. You only came over after you were full. I'll punish you by giving you no milk today. Learn your lesson well. What Mom said, I don't know if little tiger could understand, but looking at his expression, he definitely understood the no milk today part. The next day, Tiger Mom brought Xianxia and came to this open space to play. The two tired tiger brothers lay under the tree to cool off. Suddenly, a sound came from above their heads, only to see this little purple Dao imitating the two brothers' actions. This infuriated little tiger. Damn it! Although annoyed, and not very smart, recalling yesterday's events, he became furious. Come, I guess this little fellow is excited to see Naruto. However, running had made him tired. This time, let's train climbing trees again. But I can't just climb blindly like yesterday anymore. Climb 1 meter and then come down. Afterward, Xianxia began his tree climbing actions. Congratulations, host. You've climbed 1 meter. Climbing skill proficiency +1. Little tiger looked at Xianxia in confusion, utterly bewildered. Afterward, Xianxia stopped and pointed at the big tree, signaling little tiger to also go train climbing trees. However, the little fellow was too lazy to move. Xianxia then pointed at the little purple Dao on the tree. And the little purple Dao was also quite cooperative, and started mocking little tiger. This time, little tiger couldn't stand it at all. His lazy gaze immediately became resolute. I'm getting up. I want to climb the tree. I want to catch that little thing. Afterward, little tiger recalled big tiger's actions of climbing up and down the tree. He retreated a few steps backward. Then, with a sprint, he charged forward. Just as he was about to sprint to the main trunk of the tree, little tiger suddenly felt a little scared, and immediately closed his eyes. Afterward, little tiger dizzily fell to the ground. How can I have such a stupid little brother? He's truly unique. Just then, a sound came from above again. It turned out that the little purple Dao was covering its mouth and secretly laughing. Afterward, Xianxia demonstrated climbing several times to little tiger. His skill proficiency also reached 50%. The determined tiger did not disappoint. As soon as little tiger got onto the tree, he could move upwards little by little. Looking at the little purple Dao on the tree, little tiger charged upwards headfirst. Today, this tiger must catch you. You little thing. Seeing little tiger climbing higher and higher, Xianxia quickly ran towards Tiger Mom. While running, he pointed at the big tree and roared. Tiger Mom, hearing the cry for help, immediately rushed to the foot of the tree. She picked little tiger up and brought him down. At this moment, little tiger was still completely focused on climbing the tree and catching the little purple Dao. To give him a good lesson. If you kept climbing up, Xianxia called me, it's no small matter if your strength ran out, then coming down you could die. At this moment, little tiger turned his head and saw Tiger Mom's stern face. He immediately became obedient. Meanwhile, Xianxia ran to the open space to train his jogging skill. He certainly didn't dare to continue climbing trees. A mother tiger's wrath is not to be trifled with. Soon they heard a cry from little tiger. When they went home, little tiger was covering his butt the entire way. The next day, Tiger Mom personally taught tree climbing. It must be because something almost happened yesterday, which made Tiger Mom have to personally intervene. Very soon, Xianxia maxed out his climbing skill proficiency. Congratulations, host. Climbing skill proficiency has reached max value. This skill has evolved into crawling climb. Afterward, Xianxia jumped onto the tree and kept climbing upwards. Tiger Mom saw Xianxia's actions and couldn't help but worry. Never mind. Anyway, I'm here today, so let this little fellow challenge his own limits. At this moment, Xianxia was about to reach a height of 10 meters. Then he leaped down, landing steadily. Next, Xianxia began to analyze. The jumping skill strengthens the hind limbs. The endurance skill strengthens the heart and lungs. The climbing skill strengthens all 4 limbs. All of them significantly improve jogging speed. I understand now. All skills proficiency are very complementary to each other. Soon, after a period of training, Song Nian, congratulations. Host. Endurance skill proficiency has reached max value. The skill has evolved into roar. Congratulations. Host. Jump hunting skill proficiency has reached max value. The skill has evolved into leap. This is the little tiger every day, and the little purple Dao on the tree argued for over 10 hours. After the little tiger finished arguing, he went to drink milk, leaving the little purple Dao to daydream alone on the tree. You little thing, after using up your lung capacity you go drink milk. I'm so silly. At this time, the 2 little tigers had just finished their milk. Song Nian excitedly ran towards the open space. But Tiger Mom caught up in 2 steps and gently pressed him down with her paw. Afterward, Tiger Mom carefully observed her surroundings. Then a tiger's roar shook the forest, as if warning all the weaker creatures in this forest. This open space is forbidden to approach. At this moment, Song Nian instantly understood Tiger Mom's meaning. Tiger Mom wants to slim her face, because this clearing is where we regularly spend time. Many large prey animals no longer dare to come here. So, Mama Tiger was preparing to go to other nearby places to hunt, letting my little brother and me play here first. Afterwards, Song Nian immediately raised his head and responded to Mama Tiger. Seeing this, little tiger also ran over and let out a roar. Then Mama Tiger ran towards the dense forest, and soon disappeared into the dense forest. The 2 little ones, wisely, obediently lay down on the ground. We are currently in our growth spurt, and a lot of exercise quickly makes us hungry. Mama Tiger's hunt. Who knows how long it will take? It's better to conserve energy. Who knows how much time passed? Little tiger had already fallen asleep. Just then, a pine cone suddenly dropped from above, hitting little tiger on the head. Looking up, sure enough, the little purple eagle stood on the tree, agitatedly waving at the 2 brothers. This little guy doesn't seem to learn his lesson. Huh? Yesterday, I almost caught you, and now you still dare to provoke me? Meanwhile, little tiger, who was beside me, angrily lifted his head and roared. Then little tiger took 2 steps back, following Mama Tiger's instructions, directly went up the tree, heading straight for the little eagle. But the next second, Song Nian's brow furrowed. No, something's wrong with the little eagle. Before, it was always very provocative, but now the little eagle looks very flustered and hurried. Song Nian looked up carefully and saw the little eagle was actually extending its small claw, pointing to somewhere not far away. Song Nian quickly followed the little eagle's gaze. He saw a northeast leopard, also a feline, right behind them. The familiar spots made Song Nian instantly recognize that it was the northeast leopard, whose prey Mama Tiger had snatched 4 days ago. It was taking advantage of Mama Tiger hunting to come and seek revenge on me and little tiger. Immediately after, Song Nian turned his head and let out a roar, urging little tiger to climb up with all his might. Little tiger was still clinging to the tree trunk at this moment, and hadn't turned around to see the northeast leopard. However, he always strictly followed Song Nian's demands, climbing up excitedly without any thought. What should I do? Northeast leopards can also climb trees, and they're definitely faster than little tiger. Thinking this, Song Nian turned his head. He saw that the northeast leopard, which was just 100 meters away, had already rushed to the 40-meter mark. Last time, I could only hide in the shadows, terrified, watching little tiger being bitten. This time, I won't be a coward anymore. The next second, Song Nian charged towards the northeast leopard. This completely confused the northeast leopard. This little thing isn't mentally challenged. Is it? Maybe it was born an idiot. This tiny cub actively charges over. Then I'll just have a bite first. The next second, just as Xianxia was about to collide with it, the northeast leopard had already opened its bloody maw, ready to deliver a fatal blow, when Xianxia leaped onto the nearest large tree. Xianxia's move instantly stunned the northeast leopard. What the heck? This is the agility a cub should have. The next second, the northeast leopard quickly climbed up the tree, chasing Xianxia. But what was even more shocking was that Xianxia, with the system's boost, was truly fast. At this moment, Xianxia, despite his tension, a slight curve appeared at the corner of his mouth. This is the effect I wanted. Soon, Xianxia darted onto a tree fork. The northeast leopard also climbed up to this spot. It glared fiercely at Xianxia, raised its paw, about to attack Xianxia, then quickly retracted its paw. This tree branch is too thin. Can only support small animals like this. Can't withstand my weight. Seeing this, Xianxia imitated the little eagle, wiggling his butt and wagging his tail, provoking the other party. Xianxia's actions infuriated the northeast leopard. Immediately after, Xianxia let out a loud roar. Although his voice was tender, with the system's boost, his penetrating power was very strong. The strong northeast leopard instantly panicked. Mama tiger, to protect the two little ones, hunts a distance not too far away. At the speed of an adult northeast tiger. Getting here would only take a few minutes. I want revenge, but I can't risk my life for it. But thinking that he was being played by such a small thing like Xianxia, being made to run in circles, he became extremely angry. Just then, a flash of inspiration appeared in the northeast leopard's mind. Then, the northeast leopard placed one paw on the tree fork where Xianxia was, gradually putting its weight on it. My goal is to get these two cubs. Since that's the case, there's no need to capture them alive. Just knock the little things down. How wonderful! The next second, the tree fork instantly broke under the northeast leopard's weight. Xianxia fell downwards. The northeast leopard stomped on the tree fork under the white tiger's feet, breaking it, thinking the white tiger would thus meet its end. But the white tiger fell onto the next tree fork. At this moment, the northeast leopard was dumbfounded. Holy crap! That works too. Just as the northeast leopard was preparing to continue its actions, a tiger's roar echoed throughout the entire forest. Seeing the northeast leopard on the tree, Mama Tiger instantly recognized it. The natural world is inherently about the strong preying on the weak. If you can't protect your own prey, that's your own lack of ability. But to lay a paw on my two cubs, that's unacceptable. Thinking this, Mama Tiger then strode quickly towards the northeast leopard. For a moment, the panicked northeast leopard instinctively scrambled upwards. But it was already at the very top of the tree. Seeing this, it leaped, determinedly leaping horizontally to a cluster of nearby trees. Immediately after, there was a series of cracking sounds from breaking branches. This wave of damage made the northeast leopard unable to stand up again. Suddenly, a small paw abruptly floated before the northeast leopard's eyes. Congratulations, host! You've defeated a prey animal far exceeding your own strength. Skill proficiency plus 100. This skill has evolved into kill. At this moment, Mama Tiger also walked over. She looked at the northeast leopard, which had completely passed away, and a look of satisfaction appeared on her face. Look, these are my cubs. So small, yet able to take down such a large northeast leopard. Then Mama Tiger lay down and gently licked Xianxia. Suddenly, Mama Tiger remembered something. Mama Tiger had just been so focused on the northeast leopard that she almost forgot about Little Tiger. At this moment, Little Tiger, under Xianxia's command, was stubbornly climbing upwards, until he was almost at the top of the tree. Only then did Little Tiger look down. Oh my God! This is too high! Mama, Brother Tiger, quickly come save me. Then, led by Xianxia, Mama Tiger quickly climbed the tree and brought little Tiger down. As for Xianxia, looking at the prey beside him, Mama Tiger had only left a couple of hours ago, and probably hadn't succeeded in hunting yet. But the meat of a carnivorous animal shouldn't taste good. So Mama Tiger didn't eat this guy either. Then Xianxia turned his head and bit the northeast leopard. Congratulations, host. You've bitten once. Bite skill proficiency +1. Then a strong, bloody smell bloomed in Xianxia's mouth. But because Xianxia was now a tiger, this smell instinctively excited Xianxia. Meanwhile, little Tiger, seeing Xianxia's actions, trotted over excitedly and imitated Xianxia, beginning to eat. Afterwards, Xianxia, holding a large piece of meat, came to the tree where the little eagle was. Immediately after, Xianxia, moving swiftly, instantly darted to where the little eagle was, put the meat down for the little eagle, and then descended the tree. The little eagle glanced at the departing Xianxia, but its gaze was ultimately drawn to the meat on the tree branch. This is too fragrant. Back by Mama Tiger's side, little Tiger had also finished eating by now. Little Tiger was very displeased, asking, "Why give such delicious meat to that little thing? He's been mocking us brothers for a long time." At this, Xianxia stroked little Tiger's head. "Be nicer to that little eagle from now on. Don't hurt him." If the little eagle hadn't warned us beforehand, with the northeast leopard's burst speed, it could have accurately hit my throat in just 1 second. As for little Tiger, under my command, you kept climbing upwards and had no idea about the northeast leopard's sneak attack, so you couldn't connect the little eagle with being a lifesaver. After settling down, Xianxia began training little Tiger. After the training, the two brothers drank milk. This skill has evolved into eat meat. Afterwards, Xianxia felt that the northeast leopard he had just eaten. Xianxia was rapidly digesting food this afternoon. Nian leveled up his jogging skill proficiency to 50 layers. The energy density of meat and nutrient density are much higher than milk. Today and tomorrow should be enough to max out this jogging skill proficiency. At this moment, Xianxia looked and exclaimed, "My goodness, what kind of digestion ability is this? Little bro Tiger's exercise volume is much smaller than mine, yet I can't surpass him. Little bro Tiger truly has the best physical talent among fierce beasts. But why was I so cruel? I almost died young. It must be because little bro Tiger absorbed more nutrients, which led to me being born so weak." The more Xianxia thought about it, the angrier he got, but he still gave little bro Tiger a good scratch. "Congratulations, host, you've used Claw Chicken once. Claw Chicken skill proficiency +1. Afterwards, Xianxia immediately regretted it. "My skill has evolved, and the power of one claw is not small." Little bro Tiger turned his head and looked at Xianxia. "Big bro, come eat meat." Holy crap! As expected of a talent monster, this thick skin and tough flesh is simply unreasonable. After eating, Xianxia came to the big tree where little Purple Martin was. He looked up and quickly found little Purple Martin. In front of it, this little white fox was stroking little Purple Martin's head. "Stop rubbing. Humph. I'm getting worked up. No wonder mink coats are the ultimate luxury. This feel is really good." Suddenly, little bro Tiger's cry came from below. "Big bro, you've already pinned little Purple Martin under your paw. Quickly grab him down. I want to teach him a good lesson." Xianxia saw this and pondered for a moment, then leaped down from the tree. Seeing Xianxia come down directly, little bro Tiger was anxious. "Why didn't you grab little Purple Martin down? This little fellow is quite cunning, isn't he? Next time we might not be able to catch him." So Xianxia patiently told little bro Tiger the whole story. "So little Purple Martin is our savior. If we harm our savior, no small animals will help us in the future." At this, little bro Tiger was already moved to tears. "Too moving. Little bro Tiger. My little heart can't take it anymore. I really deserve to die. To actually want to harm my savior." Immediately after, Xianxia called little Purple Martin down from the tree. "Little Purple Martin, use your paw to touch little bro Tiger. Then you two will have made up. I'm going to be the king of the jungle in the future. If word gets out that I was touched by this little thing, won't I lose face? Afterwards, Song Yen let out a low roar. Seeing this, little bro tiger immediately thought, all right, let him touch me. He can touch the appropriate places, and not the inappropriate ones. Before, I not only hit this dummy's head with a pine cone, but also mocked him. He's probably still holding a grudge. For now, it's better to ease and improve our relationship. So little purple marten jumped onto little bro tiger's back, pressing and scratching. Comfortable, so comfortable. Press a bit higher. No, left. This little fellow is indeed smart. He even knows how to bribe little bro tiger with a massage. If this one became a spirit and went back to ancient times, that would be something else. The next day it was raining heavily, not suitable for going out. Mama Tiger led the two cubs to rest in the cave. At this time, Song Yen was diligently improving his jogging proficiency, while little bro tiger lay on the ground and started to fuss. I want to go out. I want to go out and play with little purple marten. Without little purple marten, I feel like ants are crawling all over me. Then Song Yen came to little bro tiger's side and solidly gave little bro tiger a paw. He made little bro tiger train. Congratulations, host. Your jogging skill proficiency has reached max value. This skill has evolved into sprint. Instantly, Song Yen felt a warm current flowing through his limbs. Then his limb strength surged. Afterwards, Song Yen came to the side of the northeast leopard he had encountered. With one kick. Congratulations, host. You've used Claw Chicken once. Claw Chicken's skill proficiency 49%. Song Yen then rhythmically trained against the northeast leopard and trained. Congratulations, host. Your Claw Chicken proficiency has reached max level. This skill has evolved into Savage Scratch. Afterwards, Song Yen also upgraded his leap skill to emerge from ground. The third day, the rain stopped. Mama Tiger took the two brothers out early in the morning. Soon, little bro tiger came to little purple marten's tree, loudly howling. Did little purple marten get washed away in the heavy rain? This is the first time I've seen rain since I was born. This kind of disaster is too terrifying. Not long after, little purple marten ran down from the tree. Then little bro tiger skillfully lay on the ground, enjoying little purple marten's massage. On the other side, Song Yen came to Mama Tiger's side. Mama, let's have a race. Immediately, they saw a big and a small northeast tiger rapidly running through the jungle. Song Yen, empowered by the system, utilized his body to the extreme, whether it was his breathing or heartbeat, or the posture of his limbs while running. Every step was in a perfect state. Soon, his speed climbed another notch, instantly surpassing Mama Tiger. Mama Tiger stopped and thought, I was actually completely outrun by my cub, who isn't even a month old yet. It's too much of a blow to a tiger. The skill evolved into sprint. That was my limit speed just now. However, strictly speaking, Mama Tiger's explosive speed is more practical. I still need to train. Just as Song Yen was about to continue his jogging training, Mama Tiger suddenly turned her head. She immediately sensed something was wrong. There was a familiar yet strange scent in the air. It was familiar because this scent was similar to hers, and that of her two cubs. It was a tiger's scent. It was strange in that this scent didn't belong to any of their family. And the scent was strong, filled with the scent of male hormones. At this moment, Mama Tiger's body crouched low, revealing fierce eyes. Suddenly, a huge figure appeared. Strong limbs and greedy eyes. The robust Mama Tiger turned her head, let out a tiger's roar, then charged towards the fierce tiger. Mama Tiger's roar just now was to tell me to quickly take little bro tiger and run. If it's also an adult male tiger, when it encounters a female tiger with cubs, It will kill the female tiger's cubs and take over the female tiger, then make the female tiger give birth to offspring with its own bloodline. My mom was pinned to the ground by this strange male tiger in front of her. He wants to take her as a mate. A female tiger of your caliber is simply a once-in-a-century encounter. I will conquer you, this proud and clever queen, little by little, and make you bear my bloodline. You're dreaming. I won't submit to you. At this, a clear but childish howl came from nearby. The male tiger looked up. A human-like playful expression appeared on his face. You little thing. Since you're not running, then I'll deal with you first. Then I'll slowly conquer this beautiful queen of the jungle. The male tiger released Mama Tiger and walked towards Xianxia. Seeing this, Mama Tiger lunged towards the male tiger. The male tiger's figure flashed, and with one kick, he knocked Mama Tiger out of the air. This strike immediately caused Mama Tiger to faint. At this moment, Xianxia's eyes were filled with killing intent. To dare to attack Mama Tiger, unforgivable. Thinking this, Xianxia again loudly howled, provoking the opponent. This king's patience is limited. Will you end yourself? Or shall I personally deal with you? Then take over your jungle queen. Mama Tiger. Ha ha ha. At this moment, Xianxia directly chose to run in the direction away from Little Bro Tiger and Little Purple Marten. Soon, the male tiger caught up. Just like that, as the distance grew shorter and shorter, Xianxia leaped onto a nearby big tree. Trying to shake me off by climbing a tree? Simply ridiculous. The male tiger leaped up, relentlessly pursuing Xianxia. As the tree trunk became thinner and thinner, the male tiger stopped. With my weight, I'm afraid I'll break the tree trunk. At a height of over 30 meters now, if I fall, I'll be gone. But, you little thing, don't think this king has no other way. Afterwards, the male tiger swung his massive 5 claws, directly breaking the tree trunk. At this moment, Xianxia immediately leaped towards another large tree not far away. He jumped, and then Xiong, who also leaped. Holy crap! This guy's physical fitness is much stronger than a Siberian leopard's. The methods he used to deal with the Siberian leopard weren't practical for Xiong Hu. However, the opponent had run from a mountain peak dozens of kilometers away, so he shouldn't have much stamina left. Then Xianxia continued to climb upwards. When he was almost at the trunk, before Xiong Hu could hit the tree trunk, Xianxia leaped towards another large tree. Xiong Hu was quite enraged by this. Damn it! I can't even take down a small tiger cub for a while. This is too humiliating for a tiger. Today, I'm definitely going to get you. At this moment, Xianxia looked at Xiong Hu, who hadn't jumped over yet, turned around, and wiggled his butt, utterly provoking him. The male tiger beside him was instantly infuriated by Xianxia's action. He immediately leaped, jumping towards the large tree where Xianxia was. I am an adult male tiger after all. My stamina is much stronger than that little guy who's still nursing. As long as the little guy runs out of strength and can't jump to a nearby tree, one mistake will mean he'll be smashed to pieces. At this moment, the tiger mom, who had been knocked unconscious, woke up. The commotion of the chase in the dense forest attracted the tiger mom's gaze. The striped tiger mom frantically ran towards the dense forest. Watching the male tiger chase Xianxia, she was powerless. Just then, a figure suddenly appeared in the tiger mom's mind. The tiger mom, seeing this, used all her strength to let out a loud roar. The clear tiger roar echoed for an unknown distance. It echoed through the jungle. Hearing the sound, Xianxia and Xiong Hu both stopped at the same time. The meaning of the tiger mom's call seemed to be a plea for help. But who would come to save the tiger mom? Xianxia hadn't been born long, so it was normal for him not to understand the exact meaning. But this Xiong Hu understood. This? Damn it! She's calling for help from the tiger dad. But what if he comes? My size, in that mountain range hundreds of kilometers away, is an invincible presence. I just need to hook up with this beauty, this original beauty, and she'll know who I am in this jungle. Thinking this, the male tiger stopped chasing Xianxia, and instead, he jumped down the tree to recover his strength. Just then, in the distant mountains and forests, powerful, high-pitched, an incredibly domineering tiger roar suddenly burst forth. This roar made the worry on the tiger mom's face vanish, replaced by an expression of ecstatic joy. Meanwhile, the male tiger beside her scoffed. What good is a loud voice? Size and combat power are the true indicators of strength. I really look forward to seeing you submit at my feet. I advise you to leave this mountain immediately, right now, or you will regret it. A joke. When your original mate arrives, I'll take him down first, then conveniently deal with your little cubs. My beauty, all of this is not up to you. Saying this, Xianxia walked towards the tiger mom. Just then, there was a rustling sound nearby. Immediately, a massive figure emerged. Seeing the familiar figure, the tiger mom was overjoyed and quickly ran to his side. And that Xianxia was instantly stunned, then instinctively took 2 steps back. All 4 of his limbs were trembling. What a powerful, oppressive aura. Can this damn physique even grow outside of one's sight? The tiger dad, who was almost cuckolded, looked furiously at the scene before him, and instantly, his rage soared. A majestic tiger roar made the male tiger dare not linger for a moment. He quickly ran in the opposite direction. You almost gave me a cuckold's hat, and you still want to run? If your strength isn't enough, then your life will make up for it. Then, the tiger dad burst forth with terrifying power, chasing after Xianxia. In just a few seconds, he caught up to the terrified Xianxia. Immediately, his massive tiger paw slammed down. A crisp sound rang out. Xianxia was seen lying on the ground, unable to move. Indeed, when the tiger is away, the monkey becomes king. What kind of strength do you have to dare covet my wife and harm my cubs? In less than half a minute, Tiger Dad walked towards Tiger Mom. The majesty and domineering aura on his face completely receded, leaving only a doting expression. Wife, isn't your husband handsome? Other tigers are superfluous. Who cares how strong they are? Tiger Mom pouted. You also came too late. Holy crap. If I praise you, you'll get so conceited you'll float to the heavens. But I have to say, you were indeed quite handsome today. Alright. Where are our cubs? Let me see them quickly. Come with me. Then Tiger Mom led Tiger Dad into the dense forest. Tiger Mom raised her head and loudly called out to Xianxia and Hudi. At this moment, Hudi, who was still in the tree, heard Tiger Mom's call and swiftly scurried down the tree. Then he trotted over to Tiger Mom's side. Tiger Dad saw such a large ball of fur scurry down from the tree and was also stunned. Goodness! He's not even a month old. How is he so big? Seeing this, Tiger Dad took 2 steps forward, wanting to get a good look at his cub. As a result, Hudi was startled and quickly hid behind Tiger Mom, only daring to peek his head out to look. So rough and reckless. You scared the cub. Tiger Mom gave Tiger Dad a dissatisfied nudge. Then Tiger Dad immediately lay down on the ground, making himself look less intimidating. At this moment, Xianxia also ran over. Looking at the strange yet powerful male tiger in front of him, he asked Tiger Mom, "Who is this big guy? Why have I never seen him before?" Yeah. He looks fierce. Not cute at all. Then Tiger Mom gave Tiger Dad another slap. It's all your fault. Why are you so fierce looking? Cubs, this is your Tiger Dad. I was afraid he'd be too rough taking care of you cubs, and might accidentally hurt you. So, when you were about to be born, I made him go live nearby. Xianxia looked at the Tiger Dad in front of him. He's too big, isn't he? Although Tiger Dad's expression was extremely friendly, his oppressive aura was so strong. To me, he's like a small mountain. If this were back in my previous life as a human, I'd probably wet my pants. But luckily, he was Tiger Dad's son. Then Song Nian calmly walked over to Tiger Dad and rubbed against Tiger Dad's face. Watching the friendly interaction between father and son, Tiger Mom showed a relieved smile on her face. Pang Hu, you go too. Get close to Tiger Dad. Tiger Dad's body is too big. He looks scary. No. Terrifying. Crying. Then Tiger Mom pushed Pang Hu forward. Seeing the other cub also walking towards him, Tiger Dad became even happier. Then Hu Di imitated Song Nian's actions and rubbed against Tiger Dad. Ha ha ha. Tiger Dad happily stuck out his big tongue, licking Hu Di's small face. But he used too much force and licked Hu Di over. The next second, Tiger Mom's paw had already slapped Tiger Dad's face. At this moment, the clearly tall and mighty Tiger Dad was like a wronged little wife, daring neither to be angry nor to speak. Then the tiger family returned to their territory. Wife, come here, Yizhen shyly. At this moment, Tiger Mom's stomach, not cooperating, growled with hunger. Then Tiger Dad immediately stood up. Wife, wait for me. Then, he plunged head first into the dense forest and immediately ran into the distance. Not long after, from a distant bush, there was a small rustle. The family of three all turned their heads to look. The next second, Tiger Dad was seen carrying a huge cicadeer in his mouth, walking over. Tiger Dad was too fierce. Not only did he take care of a tiger king in a few minutes, but in less than half an hour, he also hunted an unbelievably large cicadeer. Terrifying. Simply terrifying. Arriving in front of Tiger Mom, Tiger Dad put down the prey. Wife, isn't your husband amazing? It's all right. Then Tiger Mom looked at the two cubs, signaling that they could eat. Song Nian and Hu Di then began to gnaw on the prey. Did I remember wrong? Aren't the two sons not even a month old yet? I remember I was still breastfeeding when I was that young. As expected of my children, their talent is extraordinary. Immediately after, Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom also started eating. Congratulations, host, for eating evolved meat. 1 kilogram of meat eaten, eating skill proficiency +3. Wait, evolved meat? Could this cicadeer be an evolved creature? No wonder it's so big and so filling. Then is Tiger Dad also an evolved creature? At this moment, after the tiger family had eaten their fill, more than half of the cicadeer still remained. Alright. Can't I hang the excess meat to dry? Make it into salt-free dried meat. Right before his eyes, Tiger Dad pushed Tiger Mom to the ground. Keep it down. The children are nearby. At this moment, Song Nian hung the remaining essence meat from last night onto a tree, preparing to make it into salt-free dried meat. That should be enough for now. There are still over 100 kilograms of meat left. Enough for our family to eat another meal. Tiger brother, tired from a morning's work, lay down under a big tree and fell asleep. Meanwhile, Song Nian was in the dense forest, looking for a target to kill. My killing skill only activated after I took down the Manchurian leopard last time. It hasn't gained a single level of proficiency since then. Today, I'll find a small prey to practice with. After a while, an ant on the ground caught Song Nian's attention. This probably won't work, right? Still, let's try it first. What if it does? One paw strike later. As expected, nothing happened. Then, a paw strike at a snail. A paw strike at a praying mantis. A paw strike at a mouse. Paw strike at a frog. After a while of busy work, not a single level of killing skill proficiency was gained. This made Song Nian very frustrated. Indeed, targets that are too small simply don't count towards proficiency. At this moment, from a nearby bush, a faint sound came. Immediately, Song Nian lowered his body and cautiously crept over. Soon, a free-range chicken came into view. Song Nian was still 5 meters away from the free-range chicken. He still wanted to continue lurking, to increase his hunting success rate. However, the free-range chicken seemed to have smelled Xianxia. It flapped its wings and quickly fled. Seeing this, Xianxia moved. Quick as lightning, he dashed towards the free-range chicken. This made the free-range chicken flap its wings in fright, and it actually flew up. Then Xianxia, with a burst of acceleration and a leap, instantly pounced on it from the air. At this moment, from the bushes, a sound was heard. Xianxia turned his head vigilantly, only to find it was Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom. As expected of the cub I gave birth to, can hunt on its own before it's even a month old. Congratulations, host, for killing a prey. Killing skill proficiency +1. It seems the hunting target must meet certain requirements for the system to deem it capable of increasing proficiency. This chicken definitely counts as a good catch. But how small is the minimum limit? Then Xianxia dropped the chicken where it was and walked to the side. After all, the chicken wasn't as nutritious as the evolved meat dried yesterday. Xianxia, unable to figure it out, continued to practice running. His current speed was similar to that of an adult tiger. This was Tiger Dad, who was lying nearby. What's going on? Is this the speed a cub who hasn't even reached a month old can burst out with? Are cubs nowadays also abnormal? At this, Tiger Mom proudly lifted her chin. This is the cub I gave birth to. And the cub can even make a Manchurian leopard run circles around a tree. The next day, Xianxia still went into the dense forest to look for prey, to increase his killing skill proficiency. Yesterday, he figured out that prey weighing over 1 kilogram was enough for the system to judge as a successful hunting target. So today, he would try more. However, Xianxia searched for a while, but didn't find any prey that met the conditions. Wandering around, Xianxia arrived at the spot where he had hunted the wild chicken yesterday, and where he had left the wild chicken. Seeing a pile of chicken feathers on the ground, he didn't know what animal had picked it up. However, an animal that could eat a wild chicken, for me, shouldn't be too small in size. After searching for a while, he then saw on the ground a trail. Fresh indentations, looking winding and twisting, with a width of about 10 centimeters. Wait, this trail couldn't be from a snake. Could it? There's actually a snake this thick? Just as Xianxia was about to stop exploring, 3 sounds came from that direction. The sound is so familiar. Xianxia, realizing something was wrong, ran towards Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom without hesitation. This tiger is too big. I'm afraid it weighs over 600 gene. Big profit. Big profit. 2 big and 1 small. 3 tigers. After this job, we can all retire. Then we can go abroad and enjoy ourselves. This anesthetic is really potent. This big guy was taken down in just 1 minute. At this moment, Xianxia heard their conversation, feeling anxious but also slightly relieved for a moment. Fortunately, these people only used anesthetic, not live ammunition. Otherwise, Tiger Dad, Tiger Mom, and Tiger Brother would definitely be gone. Even if Tiger Dad has evolved, his current level of evolution is far from being able to ignore the threat of hot weapons. At this moment, the unconscious Tiger Dad suddenly let out a low growl. His forepaws flailed wildly. Holy crap! It almost scratched me. This thing isn't fully anesthetized. Xiao-san, give him 2 more shots. Immediately, Tiger Dad took 3 more hits. Tiger Dad, who had regained a little consciousness, became too calm again. Damn it! This big guy has become a spirit. It's quite hard to take down. This time, there should be no problem. Even if he were an elephant, he'd be down this time. This little white tiger before them personally saw Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom being struck down by the hunters. He thought, damn you. Even if it's an elephant today, it won't work. Immediately after, the hunter kicked Tiger Dad a few times. Tiger Dad showed no reaction. The two men let out a long sigh of relief. Weren't you quite formidable just now? Get up and show us how formidable you are again. All right, Ah Chong. Quickly load these three onto the truck and let's go. My speed makes a sneak attack definitely possible, but with my body size, it's hard to inflict enough damage. And they have weapons. The disparity is too great. I can only follow behind them and wait for an opportunity. Soon, the truck started. Song Nian ran with all his might. After about half an hour, Song Nian heard the gurgling sound of flowing water. He saw a fishing boat over 10 meters long docked by the shore. I knew it. This deep mountain forest. How did they drive the car in? So they came by water. At this moment, the hunters were already prepared. The fishing boat set off from the shore. Fortunately, the fishing boat was still sailing along the side where Song Nian was. Seeing this, Song Nian returned to the dense forest, chasing in the downstream direction. The fishing boat traveled for tens of kilometers, then suddenly turned, heading towards the opposite bank. Seeing this, Song Nian plunged into the river. Fortunately, tigers are naturally somewhat aquatic. However, because it was his first time swimming, Song Nian's speed was surprisingly slow. Damn! They're almost at the shore. If this continues, I'll definitely lose them. Seeing this, Song Nian's heart was extremely anxious. At this moment, the boat was finally about to dock. I wonder if the three tigers are awake yet? There are crew members watching. If they wake up, another dose. Guaranteed to make them sleep soundly. Well done, Ah Chong. Tonight, when we go back, we brothers won't go home until we're drunk. Congratulations, host, for floating 1 meter. Floating skill proficiency +1. Alright. I also have system proficiency upgrades. My swimming speed will get faster. Soon, Song Nian maxed out his skill proficiency. The skill evolved into water transformation. After landing, Song Nian followed the truck, running wildly all the way. Just as Song Nian was undergoing this ordeal, a tractor passed by Song Nian. Song Nian leaped into the truck bed. Inside the vehicle, he saw a husky. Holy crap. No. You're a tiger. You're not a kitten. Don't speak, or I'll kill you right now. Pippi, are you messing around in the back again? Be careful. Dad will deal with you when we get back. Did we strike out fishing again today? Soon, the Air Force old man caught up with the truck ahead. But damn it, is this road owned by your family? You're driving so slow and blocking me. Not letting me overtake. Boss, does that big idiot behind still want to overtake? Just obediently eat our exhaust fumes behind us. Branch manager. 1. A cargo hauler dares to cause trouble for me? You'd best not go to Kong Chong. Otherwise, you're definitely going to suffer. Subsequently, Air Force Wong always followed behind the train, keeping pace. Damn it. This guy has been following us. We can't let him discover what's inside the vehicle. Suddenly, an abrupt break. The man got down from the truck. You brat. Isn't it just that I didn't let you overtake? Do you have to follow all this way? What, you still want to mess with me? Just like that, the two of them started arguing. Sure enough, this Air Force fellow was too straightforward. Anyone could notice. However, this was a good opportunity. While the two were arguing, Song Nian leaped out of the carriage. Quietly, he came to the side of the truck and directly jumped onto the top of the carriage. But minutes later, both sides reached an agreement. They each set off. Soon, the truck arrived at its destination. The tiger family was placed inside a factory building. Song Nian arrived in front of the factory building. He circled around but couldn't find a good place to enter. Finally, Song Nian climbed up along the wall. He finally jumped in through the factory chimney. But the sight inside stunned Song Nian. Inside, a large number of animals were caged. It was too terrifying. They had to rescue Tiger Dad and the others as soon as possible. Perhaps by tomorrow morning, someone would have killed Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom. Thinking of this, Song Nian shivered. looking at the thick, hard steel bars. A sense of powerlessness emerged. What to do? He definitely couldn't rescue Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom by himself. He had to seek external help. He had an idea. Just then, a low growl came from nearby. At this moment, Tiger Dad had already woken up. But his body hadn't recovered. Song Nian quickly ran over. Then, he explained the current situation and his plan to Tiger Dad. This little tiger cub in front of them boldly walked through the bustling urban area. Oh, whose little kitten is this? Why does it look so sturdy and naive? So cute. This is a little tiger. I've seen them at the zoo. I can't be mistaken. Little tiger. Little cutie. Can big sister pet you? Everyone. He really let me pet him. Song Nian's actions like this quickly attracted a large crowd of onlookers. That's it. This is the effect I wanted. Immediately, Song Nian leaped up and darted out from the gaps in the crowd. Just like that, Song Nian ran, and the crowd chased, pointing towards the factory building in the direction Song Nian fled. Soon, Song Nian led the crowd to the factory gate. Then, a tender tiger's roar rang out. Just as everyone was puzzled, a soul-stirring tiger's roar came from inside the factory building. Here, there are tigers inside. Definitely. I've heard tiger roars at the zoo, but none were this powerful. It made my heart tremble. My legs are going weak. At this point, some people in the crowd had already chosen to call the police. Soon, the police arrived. Nobody move. Look, there are definitely evil forces entrenched here. They must be involved in some illicit dealings. At this moment, Song Nian fixed his gaze. He saw, isn't that the old Air Force fellow? Then the police pried open the big door. Everything inside the factory building was revealed. Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. Too brazen. Tonight, immediately check the surveillance footage. Not a single suspect who committed these acts can be let go. They must be caught tonight. Soon, that night, the poachers were caught, and from their mouths, they learned the animal's habitat. The next day, Song Nian and his family were then released back into the forest. At the same time, Captain Qin and the Air Force fellow looked at the images on the surveillance screen with grave expressions. The first image was Song Nian jumping onto the fisherman's tractor and raising his head, seemingly secretly observing the train ahead. The second image was while the fisherman was arguing with the other party. Song Nian jumped out of the cart, secretly slipped away and jumped onto the top of the other party's carriage. Stop. You say, this little thing, isn't it really becoming a spirit? According to the poacher's confession, they hunted those 3 tigers yesterday afternoon, and their habitat is a full 130 kilometers from our Kangcheng. And he also had to cross Kong River. He came all the way from his habitat, running all the way. His goal was to save those 3 tigers. So he ran to the bustling downtown area, luring a group of onlookers to the factory building. It's all brilliant. These pine cones actually explode. It scared me so much my heart was pounding. Don't be afraid, I'm here. At this moment, the pine tree threw down another pine cone. Holy crap, what the heck? You pine tree, do you want me and Tiger Mom to become a pair of desperate lovers? At this moment, Song Nian came to the side of the pine cone. Cub, run. It's going to explode. The pine tree's actions just now should be trying to tell us that to make the pine cone explode, it needs an impact of sufficient force. Am I right? The pine tree's branches were seen swaying up and down. Then, Song Nian let out a tiger's roar that shook the forest. Then excitedly said, this thing came at just the right time. Little purple eagle, fill your storage space with the pine cones from the tree. Compared to lighting a wooden stick with a lighter, these high-explosive pine cones are undoubtedly a more efficient choice. At this moment, the pine tree shook its leaves, and then high-explosive pine cones fell one by one onto the grass. Holy crap! These pine cones hitting pine cones won't detonate them, right? However, at this point, A pile of pine cones had already gathered. They collided with each other multiple times, but nothing happened. At this moment, a splashing sound came from beside Tiger Brother. Cub! Cub! You're so big now. You weren't scared into. What was it? No way. I was just trying to prevent an explosion, specifically for extinguishing fires. After putting the pine cones into the space, Song Nian's family arrived at the insect nest's inevitable path. Looking at the distant forest being swallowed by a black torrent, the scene made fifth brother instantly dumbfounded. This is the first time I've seen such a terrifying sight. It's even scarier than the rabbit lion incident. Even Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom, seeing this scene, also had grave expressions. This scene, Tiger Dad and I haven't seen either. I calculated that the entire insect nest's front end is a full 25 kilometers wide. To make the flames crush the insect nest, the required fire line width must be at least 30 kilometers. Then, Song Nian let out a tiger's roar. The insect nest will reach the pine tree in at most 5 days. Now, we retreat to over 100 kilometers away and begin executing the plan. Upon reaching the destination, a Dao of blade pine cone was seen flying out. It instantly ignited. We only know that the insect nest's front end is 25 kilometers wide. We don't know how long this insect nest army actually is. Tiger Mom, Tiger Dad, you two continue to hold onto the protective belt. Little Purple Eagle and I will be right back. Then, Song Nian took Little Purple Eagle and jumped into the water. They floated downstream in the direction the fire line was advancing. Thunderous Song Nian arrived at the very front of the insect nest. Little Purple Eagle, take out the deer forest pill left by the fisherman. A wave-like gate appeared. Several beads dropped out, with rays of light falling upon Song Nian and Little Purple Eagle. There were a total of 7 effects. They were enhanced speed, strength, defense, armor penetration, healing, and duration. We are going to be dancing on the edge of a knife next. All enhancements must be pushed to the extreme. Then, Song Nian took out 2 stealth green refined pills from under his tongue. Soon, Song Nian and Little Purple Eagle's figures quickly merged with their surroundings. Next, Song Nian took Little Purple Eagle and charged explosively into the insect nest. Soon, in the middle of the insect nest, they saw a creature surrounded by insects. This mother organism should be the insect queen. For the insect race, there will always be a mother organism responsible for the reproduction of the entire swarm. If the insect queen is dealt with, the insect race will temporarily lose its reproductive ability. Without any hesitation, Song Nian leaped and explosively charged towards the insect queen. Just as he was about to reach the insect queen, a metallic clash sounded. Song Nian forcefully blocked it. And this sudden attack revealed a gigantic mantis appearing before Song Nian's eyes. He hadn't expected that besides the insect queen in this insect nest, there are also other types of mutated individuals. And that move just now, his attack strength was surprisingly not much weaker than mine. This is a Tier 2 insectoid. And what's more, it's not simply a newly entered Tier 2. But I clearly have the Angler's Invisibility Edict. How did it discover me? But how exactly did this mantis discover me? Song Nian looked up. He saw a giant dragonfly hovering in the air, right above the bug's rear. A pair of huge compound eyes overlooked the area below. What the hell? Is this thing sentient? This bug nest is not simple. The mantis in front of him was undoubtedly for assassination and surprise attacks, while the dragonfly in the air was for surveillance. That dragonfly's compound eyes likely also had an invisibility piercing effect. If this bug nest is allowed to develop, the consequences would be unimaginable. Song Nian once again charged towards the bug queen. The next second, a light portal instantly struck the mantis's giant scythes into space. Then, the space portal abruptly closed. The mantis instantly lost its means of attack. A Tier 2 bug was instantly killed by Xiao Zidiao's spatial ability just like that. Perfect. I'll take care of it. Seeing its own kill, Xiao Zidiao happily thought. I'm very powerful now too. But then, an ear-piercing buzzing sound rang out, rapidly spreading from the location of the bug queen. This terrifying sound wave, if it weren't for the angler's defense edict, Pardo would already be crippled. And as the sound wave spread, dense swarms of bug creatures, as if they had received an excited command, converged towards Xianxia. It seems the bug queen had detected that its powerful subordinate had been eliminated. It was using its control over the bug nest to come and protect. Xianxia roared at Xiao Zidiao. Instantly, a spatial barrier enveloped Xianxia and Xiao Zidiao. The number of bug creatures was too great. The spatial barrier probably wouldn't last long. Xiao Zidiao, quickly open a spatial teleportation portal and send me into the air. Xiao Zidiao raised its two claws. Instantly, a teleportation portal appeared. Xianxia leaped into the air, heading to attack the bug queen. The reacting bug creatures quickly flew towards Xianxia, ignoring Xiao Zidiao on the spot. You're too slow to react. System. 20% strength. Second gear over limit burst. 20% speed. Second gear over limit burst. 20% defense. Second gear over limit burst. Instantly, Xianxia's three-dimensional attributes surged. Just then, a sharp buzzing sound came again. Instantly, Xianxia felt his brain as if billions of needles were drilling into it. 20% spirit. Over limit burst. Immediately, Xianxia's mind cleared. Then the bug queen was pierced through by Xianxia from behind. No. Wait. No system prompt sound came from his mind. Still alive. Xianxia once again moved towards the bug queen. Congratulations, host. You have slaughtered a prey. When the proficiency of the gourd skill reaches maximum, this skill evolves into cinnabar. At this moment, the bug creatures had not yet reacted. Xianxia had finished it. Time to run. Xianxia, with Xiao Zidiao, ran towards the east. At this moment, the simple-minded bug creatures reacted. Xianxia settled on an idea. Billions of bug creatures pursued Xianxia. Xianxia lowered his speed, maintaining a distance of over 100 meters from the bug creatures. Soon, Xianxia saw surging flames. Just as Xianxia was about to run into the sea of fire, a space portal teleported Xianxia to the other side. Afterwards, Xianxia let out a long breath. Now, only the last step remains. Xiao Zidiao, let's go to the back of the bug nest. Then, Xianxia took Xiao Zidiao and jumped into the water, swimming towards the back of the bug nest. After reaching the back, Xiao Zidiao instantly opened its storage space and took out the saber leopard pine cones. Then, one by one, the saber leopard pine cones were thrown towards the back of the bug nest. In less than half an hour, the fire closed in and formed a huge fire. The circle enveloped the entire bug nest. A diameter of 30 kilometers of fire circle was completed. Everything within it would be burned to ashes. At this moment, Tiger Dad, Tiger Mom, and their group also rushed over. The location where this fire encirclement was set up had a river passing through it. Therefore, there were two escape routes, one in front and one behind. When the bug nest understood it had no retreat, even if they hated water, they would surge into the river to escape this death trap. This sweep is to block these two exits, waiting for the fire to engulf the entire bug race. Afterwards, Tiger Mom, Tiger Dad, and Tiger Brother's group monitored the downstream of the river. Tiger Brother hummed, "If any bug creatures come out, we'll eliminate them all. Don't worry, wife. My black rock is not to be trifled with." On the other side, Black King Snake, Xiao Zidiao, and Xianxia's group. Something's wrong. So much time has passed. The bug creatures should have discovered this exit long ago. Why haven't we seen a single bug creature? Could something have happened on Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom's side? Xiao Zidiao, Little Black, you two continue to guard here. I have a bad feeling. Afterwards, Song Nian walked on the waves towards the downstream of the river. At this moment, Song Nian saw at the downstream area Tiger Brother's big head emerging from the water, howling and crying. His voice carried extreme terror. Immediately, Song Nian quickly swam to Tiger Brother's side. Then Tiger Brother explained the whole story. What? How could this be? What? How could this be? Let's go quickly. Quickly following Tiger Brother, they arrived at the downstream of the river and met up with Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom. Song Nian saw a shocking scene. The ground and sand were highly longqi, and above it was a giant creature. Around it, bug creatures surrounded it as if worshipping their king. From the tail of that giant creature, eggs were squeezed out one by one. Behind them, ordinary bug creatures took the eggs, collected them, and took them for incubation. The one I killed wasn't the bug queen. No, wait, the one I killed wasn't the only bug queen. The real bug queen was hidden underground. The bug queen on the surface was just a decoy. The bug nest, it was not extinguished by the coral I had carefully prepared. Instead, it had directly dug a tunnel underground, returning to the side of the real bug queen. This terrifying creature might even already be tier 3. This isn't just talk. People are really dying. This creature has billions of subjects guarding it. We are no match for it. Then, a high-pitched cry rang out, similar to the previous bug queens, but even more soul-stirring. Afterwards, that colossal creature's body rose high, as if searching for something. Sank beneath the water's surface, sword-shaped. Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom also made the same movement. Then another sound rang out. The Xianxia group, the prominent clan, then headed northeast to establish a penal county. And the bug queen itself plunged headfirst into the soil within it. It hid itself. Afterwards, Song Nian and his family surfaced from the water. He heard Tiger Brother had many leeches gagging him. Fortunately, although they couldn't eliminate the bug nest, it did make them change their route. They were heading northeast now. They probably won't come our way next. Not good. Our river is a tributary of the Kong River. The northeast direction is towards Kong City. The angler is still there. Song Nian didn't stop for a moment. He immediately ran towards Kong City. Soon, Song Nian overtook the bug creatures, arriving at Kong City in advance. Xiao Zidiao, take out the invisibility edict pill. Let's go to the Kong City police station first and take a look. Inside the police station. Oh no! The angler isn't at the police station. Now he'll be hard to find. Honey, wasn't Chenner just in the room? How could he disappear so quickly? These were the angler's parents. Few people know Chenner is with the police now, so I let him go out and mingle. See if he can win over a group of evolutionaries to side with the police station. Chenner is quite interested in this. He was already looking for candidates yesterday. I heard him say the Bai sisters have excellent abilities. He wants to try and recruit them. Chenner is finally getting it. I heard the Bai family sisters are quite pretty. It's just that one of them is mute. He has no romance in his head, just thinking about fishing. Could it be that our son doesn't like women? Does he like men? Get out of here. How can a mother gossip behind her son's back? The child's not old but disrespectful. The I Ching, for you, says who is old? The stealth order is about to expire. We must find Old Man Fisherman as soon as possible. Song Nian immediately sang wildly and took it. You little brat, are you convinced now? We had an agreement before. You lost and your white jade hall, including you two sisters, will have to obey me from now on. I wonder if what you said still counts. That's not fair. We agreed on a one-on-one duel. You clearly had two people fighting me. How can you, little girl, go back on your word? I am just one person. The one helping me is Pai Pai. He's not a human. He's a dog. And you said before. What's the big deal about adding a mere dog? We can honor our promise. However, you cannot ask us to do things we are unwilling to do. Don't worry. I'm not so desperate as to be indiscriminate. Just then, Old Man Fisherman was pricked in the back. Nothing? What's going on? Could it be Grandfather Tiger has arrived? I still have some matters to attend to. Wait for me here. Old man fisherman then arrived at a camp. Word. As if he should land, Song Nian then appeared before the fishing old man's eyes. Grandfather Tiger, it's only been a few days. Why are you here again? I came this time to... Wait, someone's here. Good. You two actually dared to follow me. So what if we followed you? Humph, you've become our boss. We have to see what kind of person you are. I didn't expect you to be hiding a tiger. You even call him grandfather. What if he eats people? With his classmate saying this, old man fisherman was at a loss for how to refute for a moment. At this moment, Song Nian leapt forward and appeared before the two sisters. Wait, don't come any closer. The strongest creatures I've encountered recently were just deer, wolves, and the like. I've never seen a tiger. Today we're definitely doomed. Old man fisherman has already subdued his subordinates. It would be too much to kill them over such a small matter. Moreover, next, his own family will probably soon collectively appear in front of the people of Kangxing. Letting old man fisherman's allies witness this now is also harmless. The tiger, Song Nian, gently nudged the girl's head. I'm still alive, and I was even petted by a tiger. Hurry and thank Grandfather Tiger. If Grandfather Tiger wanted to get rid of you, it would just take one slap. That's all. At this moment, Song Nian leaped to the side. Old man fisherman, come with me. You two little girls are not allowed to spread this matter around. If I find out, you'll be in for it. At this moment, the two sisters stood frozen in place, not daring to move. Grandfather Tiger, now no one will disturb us. Please speak. What is it? The stealth green token you gave me is used up. Get a few more, then follow me. Alright, I'll get the green tokens now. Song Nian, using the stealth mystique, brought the kid, old man fisherman and Pai Pai to the location of the insect nest. What the heck kind of monster is this? Grandfather Tiger, are there any second-tier ones in here? Among them, there are already third-tier existences. You said what existences? Third tier? Have you already fought them? Song Nian nodded heavily. This will be difficult now. Grandfather Tiger, if even you couldn't deal with them. Our Kangxing's only advantage is numbers. But we're far inferior to them in terms of numbers. Far too many. Completely. Not on the same level at all. I think this time, it would be better for your Kangxing to make way for this insect nest. The insect nest is still over 100 kilometers from Kangxing, which means about 2 days. If we evacuate now, abandoning supplies and only considering the people, we can still evacuate. Grandfather Tiger, without stored food and weapons, it will be very difficult to survive during the migration. At this moment, Song Nian turned to leave. My purpose in coming to Kangxing is to inform you of the impending arrival of the insect nest. As for how you choose to deal with it, I don't want to get involved. Wait, Grandfather Tiger, you have fought them before. So do you know where their insect queen is? Under the very center of the insect nest. Grandfather Tiger, I feel that our current cultivation level is very close to the third tier. You said if we eat its flesh, can we break through to the third tier? I also know that eating it definitely offers a chance to reach the third tier. The question is, can we get to eat it? Old man fisherman just wants to keep me here and make me contribute to fighting the insect nest. But I'm not stupid. I'm very clear about the huge gap between myself and the enemy. Grandfather Tiger, the Kangxing Police Department still has a lot of gunpowder. Combined, it could at least level an entire residential area. If we bury them where the insect queen is, along its underground path of advance, even if it doesn't kill it, it should still injure it significantly. If we manage to blow it up, I'll find Xianxia and share a portion of the insect meat with you. If we don't succeed in killing it, this head bounty/kill is yours. How the benefits are divided, you decide. This is something worth considering. Xuanji, old man fisherman, riding Pai Pai the dog, rushed non-stop towards Kangxing. As for me, I returned to the police station to find Qin Zhangyi. Qin Shu, speaking of which, I have an extremely urgent matter to report to you. Is it about you, kid, subduing the Bai family sisters? No, it's not that. I discovered a crisis that is almost a cataclysm for our Kangxing. If not handled properly, then Kangxing will lose at least half of its population. What did you say? Old man fisherman then explained the situation with the insect nest. The insect nest is coming, and there are even third-tier beings. If that's true, then our Kangxing will face utter destruction. Time is critical now. If we hesitate any longer, we will miss the chance to ambush the insect nest. Qin Shu, we must now quickly place the explosives underground. If properly ambushed, there's a chance to take down that third-tier insect queen, and then Kangxing will be saved. However, this is only based on unconfirmed intelligence from Yichen. Qin Zhangyi also found it difficult to make such a choice. If we truly follow Yichen's plan, the manpower consumed will be enormous. Moreover, venturing into the wilderness is quite dangerous. During transportation, there must be many evolutionaries to escort them throughout. Such a large operation would almost require using more than half of the Kangxing Police Department's manpower. You stinky kid. He won't lie. Humph. You're being so wishy-washy. If we wait until something happens, can you bear the responsibility for the lives of these hundreds of thousands of survivors in Kangxing? Then if we do nothing, just give me half of that gunpowder. I'll hire people to escort it. With my Yichen's and Pai's strength, we should be able to handle it. Alright. I'll organize manpower to ambush the insect nest. Yichen. Later, you take me to see what that insect nest is like. Qin Shu. I have 4 pine nuts here. After eating them, you can further improve yourself while your cultivation level remains unchanged. Originally, I wanted to use them to cultivate the abilities of 4 evolutionaries with great potential, but now the situation is urgent. So I'll leave them to you to distribute. What? There's such a miraculous item? Then I'll take 2. As for the remaining 2, you give them to the Bai family sisters. I'll go right now. Once they've taken them, I'll immediately bring them back. Xuanji, old man fisherman Yichen came to the location of the Bai family sisters. Where's that big tiger? Grandfather Tiger isn't here, but right now there's a crisis concerning Kangxing's survival. We need your strength to help. If you dare to come, I will give you something second only to evolving to the 3rd tier. If you don't dare to come, then consider it unsaid. Now give me your answer. Then let's raise our glasses across. In any case, we've already lost to you. You can make us do anything. 2 pine nuts, 1 for each of you. Eat them directly, and they'll take effect immediately. Afterwards, Baiju and Baiji swallowed the items. What amazing things! I feel much stronger now than before. Looking at the ground covered before them, everyone swallowed a mouthful of saliva. His eyes were filled with shock. How the hell? Can there be such terrifying evolved creatures? This is simply a disaster. Qin Shu, you should understand now. Right? I told you. You're just sending me to my death. Aren't you? Are you ready to run away? With so many people watching, I can't back down. But facing powerful enemies from the 3 realms is a first for me. Fortunately, Grandpa Tiger and his family must be lurking nearby. Humph. I always keep my word. I'll never go back on it. With your sister assisting you, even if 3rd sister comes, I'll still face them head-on. And this time, 3rd sister really did come. Hearing this, the smile on Baiju's face instantly froze. The 1st unit returned to the blast point, preparing to meet the regrouping. At 1 o'clock, on a nearby hillside, Song Nian's family was observing in secret. It seems Kangxing's preparations are quite thorough. At least there's a chance to heavily wound the formidable foe. And Kangxing. The police department here has over 30 second-tier revolvers, plus hundreds of firearms, which is enough to tear a gap in the heavy swarm, and head straight for the insect queen. At noon, Qin Changyi saw through his binoculars a dense swarm of insects, appearing in his sight. Everyone, prepare for battle. The Xuanji group picked up their weapons, ready for battle. At this moment, the front of the insect hive swept past the area where landmines were placed. Immediately after, another quarter of an hour passed, and the insect, the not-so-obvious empty space in the hive, slowly approached the blast zone. A little closer, a little closer. Just then, the insect queen's location suddenly exploded. The insect queen burst from the ground, emitting a sharp, laughing shriek that echoed throughout the entire forest. At this moment, the personnel controlling the detonator had been petrified by the insect queen's terrifying size. Damn it! We've been discovered. Detonate immediately. At this, the personnel responsible for detonation broke free from their panic and quickly pressed the button. Instantly, flames and thick smoke, carrying dust, shot skyward, engulfing the insect queen. Fire cover. Charge for me. Xianxia. A group of personnel unleashed thunderous energy bursts from their hands. The fierce impact easily tore open the insect swarm, creating a huge gap. However, the range of everyone's shooting was limited to a few hundred meters. Any further, and Xianxia and the others would have to rely on themselves. At this moment, the opponent's piercing laughter rang out again. That monstrous thing isn't dead yet. We need to quickly rush over there and kill it. Hey, leave it to me. Sister, where's the Air Force? Give me a buff. I need a damage boost. This is the enhancement rate I saved up beforehand. Alright, I see it. I'll settle the score with you after the battle, she said. Baiju took out an emblem carved with a thin mouth pattern. She tossed the emblem upwards. Then the emblem landed on Baiju's glabella. Come on, I choose you. Immediately after, a figure enveloped Baiju, gradually solidifying and becoming indistinguishable from a physical entity. At this moment, Jing used her ability to summon a crimson lotus cloak. It landed on Baiju. Charge for me. The next second, a massive body, like an icebound house, began to charge wildly. Every step it took on the ground seemed to make people feel the impact. Instantly, one after another, the insectoids were struck by this monster. Every strike. This girl's on-the-spot reaction was incredible. She directly went all out like a seasoned driver. This girl's ability was recognized as one of the most promising in all of Kongqing. There's a reason for that. Baiju's ability is quite unusual. It allows her to transform into characters from movies and TV shows she has watched, or video games. She can unleash their abilities in reality. However, she cannot transform into beings significantly stronger than herself. As for Baijing, she can create special effect equipment, just like the Crimson Lotus Cloak Baiju just used. At this moment, Baiju was seen using brute force to charge, knocking the insectoids aside. Everyone, quickly follow me, Baiju. The path she opened up is only temporary. In a few more seconds, the surrounding insect hive will fill this path again. As Xianxia gave the order, everyone quickly charged towards Baiju's direction. At this moment, Baiju suddenly charged towards the location of the heavy creatures. Suddenly, Baiju's mana bar ran out. She instantly reverted to her original form. The creatures, upon seeing this, quickly surrounded her. You think I'm alone? How amusing. I have over 30 second tier 1s on my side. Seeing these insectoids still approaching, Baiju subconsciously looked back. She saw a group of second-tier evolvers from the police department, still several hundred meters away from her, rushing frantically. Damn it! My charging speed was too fast. The others got separated. You little bugs. If you have the guts. Wait a moment. Let's have a fair fight when my teammates arrive. I'm doomed. I'm doomed. My stamina hasn't recovered yet. How am I going to stall until the others arrive? But the next second, an electric arc sound came from behind. Hey! Don't come over! Suddenly, an electric arc sound blasted open the insectoids behind. Then, she saw Pippi quickly rush to Baiju's front. The electric arcs sparkling on Pippi's body crackled, making the insectoids dare not approach easily. Pippi! You're awesome! Just then, an angry buzzing sound rang out from behind the insectoids. Instantly, the insect queen shot up from the ground. The nearly 10-meter-tall insect queen was seen, looking down at Baiju and Pippi. The bombs had only caused a little damage to the insect queen's abdomen. Holy cow, it's huge! It seems the explosives didn't pose much of a threat. To it. Its condition is much better than we anticipated. At this point, the main force had converged. However, those who surrounded from the rear still needed the team to deploy a significant number of forces. Originally, we thought that even if we couldn't blow up the insect queen to death, we could at least heavily wound it. Now it seems, the insect queen's combat power hasn't been severely reduced. Qing Jun, I'll help you. Good. There's no turning back from here. Others deal with the other insects. Yichen, Pippi, Zhangfan, Baiju. Deal with the insect queen. Bai Jing will provide support from the rear. Don't worry. Qin Jun. No need. After the pine nuts you gave me, my strength has greatly increased. With that, 30 evolvers went to deal with the surroundings. And Fishing Old Man and others all charged towards the insect queen. Qin Changyi was seen first releasing energy rays. However, it caused no damage to the insect queen. At this moment, Pippi also unleashed her own skill, targeting the wound on the insect queen's abdomen. Amidst flashes of lightning and thunder, the insect queen's abdomen emitted bursts of a burnt smell. The next moment, the insect queen let out a roar that shook the forest. This only seems to make it feel pain, but doesn't harm its core. At this moment, the insect queen was seen, using its body to smash towards the crowd. With the law's blessing, their speed, everyone's speed greatly increased, and they clearly avoided the insect queen's attack. Then the insect queen launched a chaotic flurry of attacks. At this moment, Bai Jing, who was positioned in the rear, used her ability to create an emblem named Endless. Then, that emblem flew towards Zhang Fan, touched his glabella. Instantly, Zhang Fan's attack power greatly increased, and his critical strike damage was boosted. Zhang Fan was seen taking a stance of drawing a bow and arrow. A surge of energy converged into a longbow. This was his ability, called Spiritual Energy Law Enhancement. Fishing Old Man's Law allowed Zhang Fan's damage to be maximized. A sharp arrow from Xianxia cut through the air, instantly striking the insect queen's head. The next second, the insect queen let out an even more painful shriek, and then crashed heavily to the ground. Success! But just as everyone was about to breathe a sigh of relief, the psionic energy sword shot by Zhang Fan dissipated. Then the insect queen's body stopped again. And where the insect queen was struck by the sharp sword, the location only left a small hole. It seems the effect of this strike was merely to make the insect queen fall to the ground. That's all. At this moment, the people present, everyone's expressions became even more solemn. Too terrifying. Even Zhang Fan, Kangqing's strongest individual burst attacker, with Yichen's law enhancement, and Bai Jing's equipment enhancement, still couldn't kill it. It can only be said that the gap between the second realm and the third realm is truly too great. Bai Jing, give me something powerful. With so many movies and games, so many powerful characters, pick a strong one for me to use. After saying that, Baiju took out an emblem carved with a purple magic staff, tossed it upwards, and then the emblem landed on her glabella. Instantly, Baiju transformed. Seeing this, Yichen hurriedly followed. The edict law strengthens. I can't go on, I can't go on. The energy was blown up by my bomb. Not a single drop is left. Baiju was seen collapsing to the ground. Panting, for the sake of maximizing its power, I poured all my strength into this one strike. At this moment, Chong Ho fell again, and a great battle erupted on the ground. Having dealt with it just as Qin Chong, Yi was about to step forward to check, a terrifying cackling sound instantly shattered everything. This cackling carried a mental shock, as if it wanted to wreak havoc on everything. Then, everyone present, including Chong, none were spared. All were shaken by Chong Ho's mental shock, nearly fainting. So strong. It seems Chong Ho hadn't used this particular type of attack before. It was just because he didn't want his own. Painstakingly bred Chong Chao to be wasted. But now, being by a group of ants with a purification level inferior to his own, he was knocked down, and even injured, which had already made him exert his full anger. He no longer cared about losses. The continuous cackling had already made Fishing Guy unable to concentrate mentally. He couldn't use his abilities. Feeling so close to death, Fishing Guy looked up at the sky. Tiger Lord, save me. The next second, a tiger's roar echoed through the mountains and forests, making the entire sky. Before their eyes, a massive, entirely black body moved quickly towards Chong Ho's direction. Wonderful. Tiger Lord has come to save us. The next second, Little Black had fiercely rushed behind the Bug Queen. It opened its gaping maw and bit and tore at the Bug Queen with all its might. The awkward thing is that we quit the elite. The only good thing is that electric drill-like cackling has stopped. Xuanji, figures, towards the darkness, then converged and went. Meanwhile, Zhang Yan, bringing little purple carving, stopped at Fishing Guy's side. At this moment, Fishing Guy had already been affected by that terrifying mental shock, making him disoriented. Little purple carving immediately, from his storage space, took out a green refinement pill that Fishing Guy had left earlier. Oh my god! I'm alive again! Afterwards, little purple carving took out a few more healing green refinement pills. Then Song Nian no longer lingered, and rushed wildly towards the Bug Queen. These are the green refinement pills I left for Tiger Lord's family before I left. Now, because of these green refinement pills, I avoided an easy death. This can be considered good deeds being rewarded, right? Fishing Guy Xuanji stood up and took the green refinement pills to Bai Ju and PP who were closest to him, for them to use. I clearly understand Tiger Lord's purpose in leaving the green refinement pills. My remaining edict law uses must be flexibly applied in battle. I almost got stripped clean. What's your relationship with that big tiger? He actually brought his whole family to save you, and that big black snake is so powerful. I'll explain later. Quickly give me all of your sisters' equipment cards. Give them all to me. Take these green refinement pills and quickly go save people. Afterwards, Fishing Guy threw a heavy punch towards the Bug Queen. At the same time, the Bug Queen and Little Black fought a decisive battle too. Moves were all on the ground. This Chong Ho had been blown up once by a large amount of explosives, and then attacked in turns by several top-tier second-order evolutionaries, yet its state was still fierce. Unfortunately, little purple carving was limited by the spatial gate's diameter. It couldn't fit this big fellow. Otherwise, he could have directly cut him into two halves. At this moment, Tiger Dad, Tiger Mom, Tiger Brother, and Little Black completely surrounded the Bug Queen. Instantly, black rock formed on Tiger Dad's body. Now, the only way I can think of to have a chance at dealing with the opponent. Is Tiger Dad's black rock ability's second skill. In terms of burst damage, Tiger Dad is definitely superior to Zhang Fan of Kongqing. Tiger Lord, this is the girl I subdued. The equipment made by her platinum ability. Respectively increases ranged magic damage, increases melee critical damage, and increases defense. Their effectiveness only lasts 1 day. Redstone can only use one-click equip. How do you think he can bring out their effects? System value manipulation. Adjust Tiger Mom's mental attribute to maximum. The next second, Tiger Mom, understanding the intention, instantly summoned a phantom of the Black King Snake. After Tiger Mom's mental attribute was raised, the strength of this Black King Snake was almost identical to the Black King Snake's true form. Its health points also saw a significant increase. Immediately after, 2 Black King Snakes. Meanwhile, Song Yen used the magic staff badge on Tiger Dad. Feeling the powerful strength within his body, a confident glint appeared in Tiger Dad's eyes. Then, the black rock on his body became scorching hot and surged. Bai Ju, quickly come and support Tiger Dad. No problem. The next second, Bai Ju's body was enveloped by a phantom, Xuanji, transformed into a magical piglet. Immediately after, it transformed into a phantom and leapt onto Tiger Dad's body. It hung on the side, like a small charm. At this moment, Tiger Dad felt even more invigorated. Tiger Dad opened his mouth. In his mouth, a pitch-black small ball. Was visibly expanding. Strength enhanced, power vast. System value manipulation. Will Tiger Dad's 50% speed attribute to magic. Dao power, and also 0.5% of his defense attribute. To his demon Dao spirit attribute. Unexpectedly, at this moment, the pitch-black light ball in Tiger Dad's mouth emitted a heart-palpitating aura. Song Yen, with a sweep, sneered at the Black King Snake. Hearing the warning, the Black King Snake quickly retreated. On Tiger Mom's side, she was fully controlling. The phantom of the Black King Snake, firmly entangling the Bug Queen. The next second, Tiger Mom, instead of retreating, advanced to help, fiercely attacking the Bug Queen. Seeing this, the Bug Queen, relying on her powerful strength, bringing the Black King Snake. Phantom shifted her position, only to see the pillar of light graze past the Bug Queen. Afterwards, the Bug Queen let out a triumphant laugh, as if mocking Song Nian's family for their efforts, yet being helpless against her. But the next second, a shining light gate appeared above the Bug Queen's head. The pillar of light descended from the sky, instantly piercing through both the Black King Snake Phantom and the Bug Queen. At the same time, little purple carving collapsed, panting heavily, this time opening the spatial gate. The distance between the two spatial gates was nearly 100 meters, and in addition, it required accurate judgment. Of Tiger Dad's shooting direction, after the attack grazed past the Bug Queen, to intercept it with one spatial gate, and also, in an instant, launch it with another spatial gate. Humph! Precisely locked onto the Bug Queen's head. Finally, victory. Wife, I'm sorry. Tiger Mom's Black King Snake Phantom. Was also pierced through by Tiger Dad's punch, along with the Bug Queen. This caused Tiger Mom to suffer a severe backlash. Afterwards, Song Nian took out a secret, Yun Songzi, and fed it to Tiger Mom. Oh my goodness! It's finally over. Meanwhile, on the side, Qin Changyi and others, who were watching the battle from afar, were quite vigilant. They had originally thought Chong Ho was already invincible, but instead it was dealt with by several tigers that suddenly darted out, as well as a large black snake. Xianxia, this seems to be the tiger family you rescued when you cracked down on poaching gangs before. The tiger family you rescued. Hearing this, Qin Changyi paused, flustered. It was actually this family. The tigers have changed too much, so much so that I didn't recognize them at all. I speculate that during that month Chen spent surviving in the wilderness, he was able to survive, and a considerable part of the reason was encountering the tiger. Family is finally over. This Bug Queen is definitely a third-order purified creature. With such a large size, who knows how many purification factors it contains. Just thinking about it makes me excited. Wait, that's not right. Since the Bug Queen was killed, shouldn't I have gained skill proficiency? Could it be that Xuanji? Song Nian leaped to the Bug Queen's side, carefully probing whether the opponent was still alive. But the next second, Song Nian felt that the texture under his feet was wrong. Why does it feel like I'm stepping on a empty shell? Thinking of this, Song Nian immediately ran to the Bug Queen's back, only to see a black hole in the Bug Queen's abdomen. Nothing was inside, and on the ground, there was a pit. Oh no! He performed the cicada's escape. No, I must catch him before he runs far. Catch up to him and take him down. Thinking of this, Song Nian immediately ran to Little Purple Carving's side and brought him along. Then he drilled into the pit under the Bug Queen's empty shell. What's going on? Why is Tiger Lord so anxious? Seeing this, Fishing Guy came to where Song Nian had just been. Instantly, his pupils formed a matrix. At the same time, Song Nian was in the underground pit, sniffing out the Bug Queen's whereabouts. But this underground was a maze of tunnels in all directions, and the naked eye simply couldn't distinguish which tunnel the Bug Queen had escaped from. Then Song Nian carefully sniffed. It's this one. Although all these tunnels have the Bug Queen's scent, and the time difference was very close, but the scent of the Bug Queen's injuries from battle cannot be faked. Xuanji, Song Nian transformed into a gust of wind, rushing wildly through the underground tunnel, chasing in the direction the queen worm fled. Then Song Nian slammed on the brakes. Little Zijiao was instantly thrown off. At the critical moment, a spatial gate appeared, bringing little Zijiao back onto Song Nian's back. At this moment, they saw the queen worm's curtain ahead. The blood queen worm had shed another skin here. Is it trying to completely block off the escape route? So I can't pursue it? How naive. To wear down my 50% speed and force me to use strength? Then Song Nian examined the empty shell. Even though it shed its skin once before, this current layer of shell, I'd need several palm strikes with a branch to damage it. This creature is simply incredibly strong. Song Nian resumed the chase. However, halfway through, Song Nian's steps suddenly stopped. Then the ground shook violently, as if something was rapidly approaching. Looking back, he saw not far away, damn it, this is the social bureau that wants to get rid of the internet. Then little Zidiao, using his mysterious ability, opened a spatial gate, attempting to block the queen worm, but unexpectedly, the spatial gate was directly shattered. Little Zidiao was instantly hit by a backlash. He quickly tried to eat a pine nut to replenish his condition. Song Nian continued to climb without looking back. Damn it! This thing. It can even shatter little Zidiao's spatial gate. It seems the queen worm never intended to just run away. Instead, it deliberately ambushed us here. It wants to eliminate its pursuers. And Tiger Ba's black rock hitting its head wasn't fake. But this queen worm seems to have used an ability to give itself multiple heads, and where its true brain is hidden, no one knows. Soon, Song Nian slammed on the brakes. Damn, it's a dead end ahead. Little Zidiao, quickly open a spatial gate. See if we can pass through the dirt wall ahead. Little Zidiao instantly raised his arm, shaking his head frantically. I can't open it, alas. I can't sense any empty space ahead. It's aiming really viciously. This queen worm directly lured us into a dead end. It seems we can only confront it head-on. The queen worm's length is definitely less than 100 meters. When the queen worm charges at us, you release the spatial gate with the furthest range, directly bypass the queen worm and get behind it. That way, we can all survive. Little Zidiao shook his head. My spiritual energy isn't enough to release a spatial gate at maximum range. Then eat pine nuts. Song Nian grew anxious, and little Zidiao was so anxious he wanted to cry. After I transferred Tiger Dad's ability to the queen worm's head, alas, I'd already endured a tribulation. At that time, I ate a pine nut, and just now, after the spatial gate backlash, I immediately ate a second pine nut. But the result was that my condition didn't immediately recover. Damn it! The pine nut's recovery. It seems it's only effective once in a short period. And because of the pine nut's preciousness, I hadn't dared to test it out. The consumption pattern is now revealed, and the problem is quite fatal. At this moment, from the rear area, I wonder how Zai Zai is doing. Why do I have a bad feeling? Mother and child are connected. Tiger Mom, let's go support them quickly. Grandpa Tiger, the queen worm is still alive. What did you say? Tiger Brother is probably in danger. We must go quickly. Looking at the queen worm getting closer and closer, Song Nian's eyes held a resolute murderous intent. Then Song Nian lowered his head and instructed little Zidiao about something. Immediately, a tiger's roar. Song Nian charged violently forward. Be careful. I didn't expect I'd have to use this thing again. It's all my fault for falling into their trap. I can only go all out and clash head-on. 20% strength. Third gear. Over limit burst. 20% speed. Third gear. Over limit burst. 20% defense. Third gear. Over limit burst. Instantly, Song Nian's skin shone with brilliant golden light, as if covered in a golden sheen. Then, in an instant imperceptible to the naked eye, Song Nian shot out like a cannonball, moving with terrifying power. Under the third gear over limit burst, speed increased by 6.2 times. But the consequences were unimaginable. At this moment, terrifying underground echoes came from the ground above. Congratulations, host, you have slain a prey far stronger than yourself. The slay skill proficiency has reached maximum value. This skill has evolved into annihilate. Finally, it's resolved. Is this why the system didn't let me use the third gear over limit burst? It's indeed fierce, and indeed deadly. Then, cracks appeared, and explosions on Song Nian's surface. At a cellular level, countless injuries made him faint, as Song Nian's eyes could no longer see anything. Little Zidiao held Song Nian in his mouth. Song Nian, you mustn't give up. You and Tiger Brother are my best friends. Then a surge of vitality emerged from within Song Nian's body. However, this vitality was extremely weak, like a dying bamboo in the wind, extinguished with a single breath. This was the matter I entrusted to little Zidiao. But I didn't expect this third gear, over limit burst backlash would be so fierce. The effect of this pine nut can only save my life, preventing me from dying. Then tremors ran through Song Nian's body. one after another. Song Nian. Hold on. This must be little Zidiao using healing on me. Jade Forest Pill. However, this effect, compared to my injuries, is just a drop in the bucket. I really miss my childhood, the days of chasing after tiger moms behind. Missing the days of playing around with tiger brother. Missing little black, little Zidiao, fishing, and old Pai tea. Then a large piece of warm something was shoved into Song Nian's mouth. Song Nian subconsciously swallowed it. What kind of meat is this? I've never eaten it. Is it the queen worms? Then Song Nian felt two paws touching him. Their movements were frantic. My cub, how could you become like this? What exactly happened? Tiger brother, you've always been my role model. You can't die. The queen worm is a third tier, you. Eating it will definitely be beneficial. Tiger second will feed you. He only heard the sound of worm meat being torn and stuffed into Song Nian's mouth piece by piece. Qing Shu. Quickly think of a solution. Are there any powerful healing-type evolvers left in Kangxing? Relying solely on Baiju exchanging his life here isn't a solution either. Then Song Nian felt the energy released from the digested worm meat made his parched cells cheer with joy. Baiju is exchanging his life for mine again. He's probably become a nanny, healer, transporting energy to me again and again. No wonder there's a surge of vitality appearing out of nowhere, building up inside me. Then, a rattling sound of bones came from within Song Nian's body. I'll return to Kangxing now to find healing-type evolvers. Wait a moment. Go to the front lines now to find my sister. See if she can make the madman equipment. If she can, equipping it to a big tiger should help him recover quite a bit. That's a good idea. Uncle Xing. Quickly go find the scope. Ha 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 ha. I'm afraid you won't have a chance to find that little girl. At this moment, a voice filled with utmost pride and satisfaction rang out, carrying a sense of conviction. Sister Bai. What are you trying to do? What are you doing? Please stop. Isn't it obvious? I didn't expect such terrifying evolved creatures appeared outside Kangxing. I didn't expect you could actually deal with it. Crash. Furthermore, with your current state, we'll gladly accept these big fellows. With these evolved creatures, we can extract powerful evolution potions, and I can become stronger. Hearing this, Song Nian's heart sank. Those wild evolvers from Kangxing are here, and they've made our family their target. Sister Bai, you beast, worse than pigs and dogs. Didn't you see that it was these big tigers, and that big black snake's help, that the crisis of the queen worm's destruction was resolved? Where is my sister? What did you do to her? I didn't ask them to save me. As for your sister, she ran quite fast, we didn't catch her. If you two sisters submit to me, I can take you as my bandit wives. At this moment, Tiger Brother, who was beside them, was already very helpless. Tiger Brother, in order to deal with this big meat worm, has become like this. And you still want to snatch it away? Unforgivable. The tiger mom next to them also had a brutal glint in her eyes. Her gaze swept across the evolvers in front of her. You want to harm my child? Humph. Get past me first. Don't forget about me. Lord Tiger. Today, I will make you pay for your arrogance. The fat tiger in front of them walked towards the humans with his chubby feet. I'll strike first. I'll take care of this bastard. At this moment, Qin Chong raised his arm to stop Lord Tiger. How dare you stop me? If it weren't for the fishing guy being good friends with you, my claw would have already shot out. What is it, Director Qin? Is there anything you want to say? I could help you finish off the hospital, though. Damn, marksmanship beyond 7 steps. Within 7 steps, a gun is both accurate and fast. Are human affairs. Don't need your dirty claws, Tiger Brothers. Zhang Fan and I will go to Kangchong now to find healing-type evolvers. Afterwards, Song Yan's family dragged the queen worm back into the forest. For a formidable being like Lord Tiger, my healing effect is minimal. It can only keep Lord Tiger barely alive. At this moment, Bai Jing also rushed over. Sister, you're finally back. Bai Jing, quickly make a berserker's gear for Lord Tiger. No, wait. Immediately, Bai Jing shook her head and then gasped for air. She then rubbed her stomach. What do you mean? The harder the equipment is to make, the higher the chance of failure for me when making it. Besides, I was just being chased. My energy must be depleted. I need to replenish my nutrients. Thick pieces of third-tier evolved meat. Eat this, compared to dozens of pounds of third-tier evolved meat for recovery. Quickly, saving ZZ is the most crucial key. Bai Ju conjured a flame. He placed the meat on a rack, and the aroma of the meat spread everywhere. The fishing guy next to him couldn't help but swallow his saliva. The old fisherman turned his head to look. He saw that on the fat tiger's head, a small puddle had already formed. Sister, Brother Chun, why don't you eat with us too? No need. You're eating to save Lord Tiger. What reason do I have to eat? At this moment, the tiger mom next to them offered Song Nian a mouthful of insect meat. The three of them let out a roar. There's a lot of third-tier evolved meat from the queen worm. Everyone, eat your fill. Once you've recovered, quickly treat ZZ. Thank you. Thank you. Then I won't be polite, he said. As the old fisherman came to the roasted meat, ready to taste it. But he saw a fat cat instantly snatch the roasted meat with its mouth and swallowed it in one gulp. Delicious. So delicious. Seeing this scene, everyone's faces were stunned. The next second, a muffled sound came. They saw Tiger Mom furiously scolding the fat one. I told these humans to eat. You tiger cub. How come you also started eating? It was too fragrant. I couldn't resist. You unlucky child. Afterwards, Tiger Mom gave the fishing guy a piece of meat. At the same time, Tiger Mom and Tiger Dad even held him down with their claws to prevent him from moving around. Soon after, the three of them finished all the evolved meat. All right, I'm at full health. I can heal the big white tiger now. Power heal. Power heal. At this moment, Bai Jing threw the badge she made towards Song Nian, and it entered Song Nian's glabella. 15 seconds passed. Song Nian felt his entire esophagus was incredibly numb and itchy. 25 seconds passed. Song Nian felt a numb and itchy sensation in his eyes as well. Very quickly, Song Nian's condition rapidly improved. Then a ray of light pierced through his tightly closed eyelids. He saw the burning bonfire. Tiger Mom had again hung up golden flower meat. Look quickly. Is the big white tiger opening its eyes? It's true. Lord Tiger, can you see me? Hearing this, Song Nian opened his mouth and let out a hoarse roar. He then closed his eyes. Great. He can make sounds now. Before, his esophagus was damaged. It was difficult to see, but now both his eyes and esophagus have recovered. Next, the speed of his vision recovery will greatly accelerate. Hearing that Song Nian had woken up, Tiger Brother happily rushed over. He gave Song Nian a good lick. This must be Tiger Brother. If it were Tiger Mom, she would definitely lick very gently. Not almost lick my head off. Then Song Nian opened his eyes. Unexpectedly, he saw Tiger Brother's excited face. Subconsciously, he wanted to raise his paw and hit Tiger Brother. But when he tried to exert force, a sharp pain came. Pain and weakness. Forget it. I'll remember this paw strike for later. I'll make it up to you when I'm fully recovered. Hee hee. Brother Tiger. Wasn't I great? I washed your face clean. Meanwhile, Qin Chang'e returned to the police station. Where's Chun'er? He wouldn't have. Qin Chang'e. Did you just let Chun'er and those two girls charge ahead? You coward. If Chun'er is gone, this old lady will settle scores with you. Stop, stop, stop. Don't worry yet. Chun'er is fine. But he's still over there with something to do. He can't get away for a while. Really? Why can't Chunner get away? Can't get away? You old rascal. You're not trying to fool us, are you? Later I'll happen to be sending people there soon. You all can follow along and see for yourselves what's going on. I didn't hold back. Not a single drop was left. Let me rest for a while. In response, Song Nian let out a roar, indicating his agreement, his shattered bones, after consuming a large amount of third-tier purified meat, had all recovered. It's just that this process was extremely painful. I never want to experience it a second time. Now, all that's left is to recuperate, slowly. I should be able to recover to my peak state. Afterwards, Song Nian distributed some of the purified meat to the humans. Lord Wu, I knew you wouldn't treat us badly. I won't say any more polite words. With this golden flower meat, Kongqing will be much safer. If there's anything you need help with in the future, just give a shout. I'll definitely bring Qingshu and the others to help. The old lady in front of them was almost knocked unconscious by the tiger family. Oh my God. Where is this? Why are there so many big guys? Mom, Dad, wake up quickly. Why did you bring my parents here? Xingqiu asked me to bring them. They couldn't see you, so they weren't at ease. How is Lord Mountain God doing? I brought 3 healing-type evolvers. Lord Tiger should be close to evolving to the 3rd tier now. Holy crap! What did you say? How is that possible, Xianxia? The old fisherman pointed at Song Nian, who was already several sizes larger than before, and was still eating wildly. Admit it, you will be kept here by these big guys as a servant. Won't you? How could that be? Since Lord Tiger and his family have already appeared in front of so many people. Then I don't need to hide it anymore. Then the old fisherman recounted everything from his first encounter with Lord Tiger to all the events that had happened until now. A tiger's roar from Song Nian shook the forest. They saw a vortex seemingly appear within Song Nian's body. It was drawing the surrounding spiritual energy, surging towards Song Nian. I'm about to advance. Channer, what's going on? Although they knew Song Nian's family through the fishing guy was quite friendly, their fear of powerful beasts could not be completely ignored in a short while. Don't be afraid. Lord Tiger is about to advance from 2nd tier to 3rd tier. Although I haven't seen it with my own eyes, before Lord Tiger even evolved to the 3rd tier, he could already handle 3rd tier creatures. Lord Tiger is about to break through to the 3rd tier. How terrifying will his strength be? Meanwhile, Song Nian gritted his teeth, silently enduring the enormous changes brought by the evolution. A moment later, his body visibly exploded in size. Soon, his size surpassed that of Tiger Mom, Tiger Dad, and Tiger Brother. After stopping, Song Nian felt his state was unprecedented. He felt as if he had been reborn. Then Song Nian impatiently opened his system panel. This evolution not only brought a significant improvement to all my attributes, but also gave them a substantial boost. My body's injuries have also healed. Congratulations, host. Your evolution tier has been raised to tier 3. Obtained new skill, numerical chaos. Every 24 hours, you can randomize your basic attributes once. The randomization can either boost or reduce attributes. The host can freely choose whether to accept these chaotic values when applying numerical chaos to a target. You can actively choose to boost or reduce their attributes. This skill of numerical chaos is quite complex, but it feels a bit like a gamble. The consumption for evolution is too great. Then Song Nian buried his head and vigorously applied himself. After eating his fill, Song Nian then disciplined himself to consume the 3 realms in his belly. Before the evolution mission and other fierce challenges, although it was just an extreme limit burst, a momentary consumption, but as long as it kept me in a state of nervous tension, I also needed to rest well. Only when my condition is good will the training effect be better. Self-discipline should not be rushed at this moment. Song Nian slept until he woke up naturally. He comfortably stretched and yawned, feeling refreshed. At this moment, Tiger Brother appeared before Song Nian. swaggering arrogantly. With this physique, Tiger Brother must have also evolved to the third realm. No wonder he's not afraid of me anymore. So he's on the same level as me now. Looking around, Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom's physiques also showed significant growth. It seems that during the time I was asleep, Tiger Dad and the others also experienced quite a bit of evolution, breaking through to the third tier profound mystery. Song Nian roared at Tiger Brother. What new skill did you get? Tiger Brother, full of vigor, stuck out his rear, roaring, "Come on. Let's go. Hurry. Hurry." Song Nian struck down with a paw, but it produced the sound of metal clashing. Song Nian's palm tingled. What the heck is this skill? It must be a defense-boosting skill, right? Clearly, Tiger Brother could completely withstand this paw strike. He didn't even feel any pain. Go ahead and try to make me hurt. If I even let out a whimper, I lose. Seeing Tiger Brother's arrogant little demeanor, Song Nian sneered inwardly. It seems if I don't give Tiger Brother something tough today, this guy will be so arrogant he won't even know his place in the family. 70% of stamina. Demonic power attribute. Instantly, Song Nian's strength attribute soared to a full 155 points. On Song Nian's paw, a more astonishing recoil was felt, making his entire paw tingle. This time, Tiger Brother finally felt pain. But for the sake of his tiger face, he stubbornly held it in and didn't make a sound. Fine. I've already pushed my free attributes and abilities to the extreme. It only made Tiger Brother feel pain, but it wasn't enough to injure him. With Tiger Brother's defense, even being a third tier himself, very few evolved creatures could do anything to him. Seeing Song Nian stunned, Tiger Brother became even happier. What? Is that all you've got? What other tricks do you have? Go ahead and show them. My fatty tiger's butt is ready. 10% strength. Second gear. Limit burst. Hee hee. This big brother has been doing this since he was young. Finally, I can be dominant for once. Come on. Come on. What's the use of preparing? Could it really be much stronger than that last attack? The next second, a loud bang. Something on Tiger Brother's body surface seemed to shatter. Following that, a scream like a pig being slaughtered echoed through the forest. Tiger Brother cried out in pain from the beating. He immediately hid behind Tiger Mom, whimpering aggrievedly. Then Tiger Mom patted Tiger Brother's rear with her paw. No broken bones, minor issue. Be more careful next time. Mom, am I really your biological child? Then Song Nian roared at Tiger Mom. Mom, what new skill did you awaken? Tiger Mom merely meditated slightly. A phantom identical to Song Nian appeared. It instantly solidified. Then Tiger Mom continued to activate her ability. One after another, phantoms of Song Nian appeared. Eventually, 9 phantoms floated before their eyes. They quickly solidified. Could Tiger Mom's new skill be to give these phantoms physical bodies, so they can fight together? Then Tiger Mom roared at Song Nian. Cub, go ahead and attack one of the phantoms. Song Nian immediately pounced towards a phantom, and that phantom's movements were exactly like Song Nian's. The 2 sets of claws clashed heavily in the air. Then Song Nian quickly pounced towards another one of his phantoms. But similarly, the other phantom and Song Nian collided and both bounced back. Do they really all have physical bodies? Then wouldn't there be 9 of them fighting me? No, wait, if they all really had physical bodies, the consumption for Tiger Mom would be unimaginably huge. Tiger Mom shouldn't be so calm and composed right now, right? Cub, how's Mom's strength? The system will move 70% of stamina attribute to demonic path speed. Song Nian immediately charged towards a phantom. Just as the 2 were close at hand, Song Nian instantly turned and charged towards another phantom. In a flash, Song Nian's paw went directly through the second phantom. Now it makes sense. Tiger Mom's new skill is not to summon 9 phantoms with physical bodies that can fight. Instead, it's to summon 9 phantoms without physical bodies. But she can freely control which one of them possesses a physical body. As long as the switching speed is fast enough, it will create the illusion of being ganged up on by 9 phantoms. I originally wanted to show off a bit in front of my cub, but my cub saw through my trick so quickly. The cub I gave birth to is truly clever and witty. At this moment, Tiger Dad walked over. He looked even taller and more mighty. Tiger Dad proudly roared. Then black rock instantly enveloped Tiger Dad. Immediately, Tiger Dad stomped heavily on the ground. Then the black rock, with Tiger Dad as its center, spread out in all directions. Tiger Dad's black rock was controllable. Targets Tiger Dad didn't want to harm would not be harmed even if they touched the black rock. Therefore, covering such a large area with black rock was a good method for group attacks. At this moment, Tiger Dad roared at Xianxia, a roar in which the battle intent was undisguised. Is Tiger Dad trying to spar with me? Xianxia nodded. He also roared with full battle intent. Bring it on. I also really want to know how strong Dad is now. This father-son game. Besides the deadly third gear limit burst, I won't hold anything back. At this moment, Tiger Dad's figure, wreathed in black rock, moved so fast. Tiger Dad's speed boost in his black rock state was actually terrifying. The system will move 70% of stamina to strength. The next instant, their 2 sets of claws collided. Xianxia, who forcibly collided with Tiger Dad, was instantly sent flying backward. Tiger Dad's strength was simply terrifying. The most terrifying thing was Tiger Dad only paused for a moment, then strode quickly towards Xianxia. Xianxia's mouth curved upwards. Numerical control. Move Tiger Dad's 70% strength to stamina. At this moment, Tiger Dad's strength attribute fell from 500 points to less than 400 points. First gear. Limit burst. Move 30% strength. 30% stamina to strength. Immediately, Xianxia's strength surged to 1575. Then a strike exploded in the air. Only Xianxia only paused slightly, while Tiger Dad was sent flying backward violently. Seeing this, Xianxia pursued the victory and slammed Tiger Dad heavily onto the ground with a paw. I remember now. Cub can control my body's changes. Before, when dealing with the heavy beast, Cub weakened my strength and spirit attributes. But this time it was a reduction. Then Tiger Dad opened a pitch-black black ball which appeared. But for Tiger Dad, whose strength was reduced, the small ball's growth speed was extremely slow. Then Xianxia pressed down with a paw. The next second, Tiger Dad immediately exploded. Because Tiger Dad's strength was weakened, and the charging time was too short, this skill's power wasn't great. I originally wanted to show off my amazing strength after evolution to this little cub again, but instead, I got beaten up by the little cub again. Finally, Tiger Dad turned his head and saw Tiger Mom watching the battle from the side. This cub is tricky. He really knows how to use his power. I'm so flustered. Oh my god. How embarrassing for this Tiger Dad. Luckily, my fur is thick, otherwise my old face would definitely be flushed red. Just as Tiger Dad was about to admit defeat, he suddenly felt his sealed power return. Then Xianxia saw Tiger Dad's knowing smile, full of fatherly love. Oh no, I'm done for. The numerical control's duration has passed. Tiger Dad's strength is back. Husband, you're no match. Although your black rock ability has powerful boosts in all aspects, it also consumes a huge amount. You can't outlast Cubby. A man cannot say he can't do it. Wife, watch closely, Xianxia. Tiger Dad once again activated his black rock domain and charged violently towards Baldy. The system will allocate 70% of the strength attribute for demonic speed. Inside, Xianxia dodged Tiger Ba's attack. Seeing this, Tiger Ba's expression immediately became utterly stunned, while Xianxia leisurely licked himself. I'll just keep stalling like this, and Tiger Ba can't catch me. Soon, Tiger Ba's black rock energy would be depleted. Wouldn't winning then be incredibly simple? But the next second, Tiger Ba charged forward violently. Thus, one chased and one fled. They ran several laps around the nearby jungle. Something's not right. Tiger Ba's black rock domain should have damage. But he's unwilling to hurt me. He hasn't activated the damage against me. But if that's the case, why does Tiger Dad, even when chasing me, still maintain his black smoke domain? Dad, your black smoke domain, does it have any other special effects? My black eye domain can burn the spiritual energy in the air, gathering it onto me. This way, my black eye state's duration is greatly increased. So that's it. In this way, his stamina will greatly increase. This sparring match has reached its peak. In terms of strength, Zizi cannot defeat Tiger Ba. Similarly, in terms of speed, Tiger Ba also cannot do anything to Zizi. So this battle is considered a draw. If this farce drags on, I'll definitely be at a disadvantage. Now Zizi gives himself an out. Then why not dissect the donkey? Defeating Tiger Ba is not simple. The cost of the three parties' extreme outburst is too great. Similarly, Tiger Ba, in order not to put my life in danger, also held back his black rock ability. Afterwards, Song Yan cast his gaze towards Little Purple Eagle and Black King Snake, who were watching from the side. Black King Snake's devouring ability seems to be possible, but Little Purple Eagle is different. Just unlocking a skill in any direction has extraordinary and remarkable effects. Little Purple Eagle, what new skill have you acquired? Song Yan, quickly hit me. Laya, hit me. Is this little fellow learning from Tiger Bro? You really shouldn't learn from me. Look at my butt. Tiger Bro beat it black and blue. The next second, Song Yan reached out in front of Little Purple Eagle. Step down. At this moment, Song Yan's upright palm, however, slapped the ground, while Little Purple Eagle proudly wagged its tail in place, as if nothing had happened at all. I didn't touch Little Purple Eagle. He just appeared as if created by Tiger Mom, like a virtual entity with no physical form. Could it be that his new skill is entering a space that overlaps with reality but does not intersect with it? Little Purple Eagle, what other changes have occurred in your other skills? Little Purple Eagle instantly emerged from the etherealized space. First, the storage space now has a capacity of 125 cubic meters. Next, the maximum diameter of the spatial gate has reached 5 meters. Even Little Black can pass through easily, and the spatial gate's maximum distance has reached 1,000 meters. Similarly, spatial teleportation can be used on 3 targets simultaneously. This is too strong. Now, the combat power of our family can be said to have no rivals within hundreds of miles. Xuanji Zhongnian let out a tiger's roar that shook the forest. Mom, Dad, let's prepare to return to our habitat. And there's also a pine tree at home that has already established itself. Hearing they were going home, fifth brother excitedly howled, "Cut it out! I'm finally going home! Go, 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 go! Let's go!" Xuanji. Song Yan leaped and ran towards home, while Tiger Bro eagerly chased behind. Soon, he was fiercely left behind. Little Black. Hurry up. Go, go, go. Let's go. Then, Little Black carried Tiger Bro and Little Purple Eagle and continued on. Looking at the cub in front, my mom's face showed a relieved smile. Watching him, he just grew up like that. Just as they watched, they got closer and closer to the pine tree. Song Yan slowed his pace. What? Such a strong smell of blood and char. They quickly arrived beneath the pine tree. To their surprise, they found a ground full of animal corpses near the pine tree. Were these all killed by the pine tree? It should be when the insect swarm swept through. Countless animals fled from here. As a result, unable to resist the temptation of the Tier 2 pine tree's pine cones, a battle to snatch the pine cones once again ensued. Fortunately, all the creatures besieging the pine cones were Tier 1. Seeing Song Yan return, the pine tree shook its branches to express its joy. Soon, Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom also arrived at the habitat. What's going on? Why are there so many animals on the ground? These are all killed by the pine tree. If left here, they'll either rot or be picked up and eaten by other purified creatures. Our family now has Tier 3 insect meat to eat. We don't need these. We need to find a way to deal with them. I've got it. We can turn these things on the ground into purification factors for the pine tree to use. Use your strength. Come on, use your strength. You're so fat, yet you have no strength at all. Li Zong, Mom, you want me to instantly put so many into Little Purple Eagle's spatial gate? You're going to wear out this fat tiger. At this moment, Black King Snake charged over and instantly pushed the piles of creatures, along with the soil, into Little Purple Eagle's spatial gate. Oh my God. Oh my God. Little Black. I swear I didn't mean it. Do you believe me? Little Black also meant well. Don't blame him. I didn't use the most original method. By burning these Tier 1 and Tier 2 creatures, I extracted Tier 1 and Tier 2 purification factors. I believe the pine tree will soon be purified to Tier 3. Although these low-tier purified meats for me no longer hold the attraction from my purification instinct, the fragrance that emanates from them has lured out my inner glutton. The sturdy little purple eagle immediately opened its storage space and took out a large piece of Tier 3 insect meat. Seeing the Tier 3 insect meat, Tiger Bro's eyes immediately lit up. Soon, Tiger Bro started a fire. Then, recalling the old fisherman's method of barbecuing food, he snapped off a branch, imitating the technique, and skewered the meat onto it. Then, Tiger Bro stood in front of the bonfire, holding the branch with his two chubby paws. Tiger Bro, how well done do you want your barbecue? Today, Fat Tiger, we'll treat you to a splendid meal. You should look at your meat first. Only to see the branch quickly being consumed by the flames, and the meat fell into the flames. Seeing this, Tiger Bro let out a heart-wrenching wail. Xianxia lay on the ground, wanting to reach out a paw to save his barbecue, but a few flames ignited on his paw. Now Tiger Bro became even sadder. He ran to Tiger Mom's side to complain tearfully. When barbecuing skewers in the wild, the skewers should naturally be wrapped in slightly damp tin foil. Moreover, meat skewers are always heated by being suspended above the flames.